full of chaos, we are your outlet to voice your frustrations. The world's first interactive podcast where the audience can become a guest of the show. Presenting your hosts, Devin G Ewart and Patrick Martin.
There we go. And we are live. Hello, everybody. This is episode 141 FU Podcast. It is September 13th, 2022. And
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
we won't probably get in trouble for this. Yeah, probably.
Most definitely.
How you doing?
But it's on TikTok.
What?
Everything's okay if it's on TikTok.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's where I learned what a clitoris
So-
is like.
So does everybody know that they have to go to one of our pages or my page or something that it's
I'm trying to figure that out where exactly it resides.
on my page.
Is it?
Yep. It's on my page. I'm well, there goes Facebook. Facebook likes to fuck with everybody and censoring us and shit. So whatever. How y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
Great.
Allie, how are you doing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Should we
Oh,
introduce ourselves?
Yeah.
Sure.
well,
Go ahead.
We already know you.
Yes.
But no,
Go ahead. Go
Never
ahead,
met you
Allie.
before. Hello,
Go ahead.
my name is Allie, and I'm doing pretty good. I'm alive, so I think that's pretty great.
Allie.
What's that supposed to mean?
Just happy to be alive, man.
Well, I guess I have my own perception of it, but it could mean anything you want it to mean.
Oh, you'll be a smartass. Okay.
She fits-
No, Patrick, I don't want to be a smart ass.
Well, you can be a smartass if you want to. So,
better a smart ass than a dumbass. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm,
That's true. Because I know a bunch of dumbasses.
me too. We tried Facebook dating.
Oh God.
Oh,
That's a bunch of dumbasses.
No, honestly, I've had such a good time. I've met some
with
really
what?
amazing people.
Facebook dating?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God. It's like
I thought they were all like fake.
That's kind of what I was wondering.
I have yet to be catfished.
Uh,
And I'm not one of those girls that like wants to sit around and like wait forever to meet. Like, let's make this happen. Like, do I like you? Do you like me? Like, let's not waste time, boys.
Well, what's worse than that is like, they want to like text message and all that shit. And I'm like,
I know,
man,
no
I
patience.
don't have time for
No
that.
patience. It's
I'm like, I don't text message my friends, let alone like
right?
somebody
Like,
I don't
have
fucking
a
know.
career. I have a career.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know
Right.
what. And then people get upset because you're like, oh, I quit talking to you. Well, it's not like I quit talking to you. It's because I went to work. And I was at
Either
my
that or if I
job.
was getting tired of carrying the conversation, my shoulders were getting
Or I didn't know what to say to your like, how are you today, beautiful? It's like, good.
Yay.
And you? I mean, like, what do you say?
yeah.
Maybe that's my fault, though. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's why I'm single.
Jaded.
Nah, I'm not jaded. I'm excited.
Yeah?
Oh my God. Aren't you?
No.
I'm
Aren't you
ecstatic.
single now? Have we talked about this yet? Are we breaking the news?
Yes, apparently.
Did you already break the news with your conscious and coupling of your relationship?
No.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
I just like to pretend like I'm not, so that way like I don't get inundated with, messages and everything else.
Well, then now you're welcome. So earned that for you. You're totally welcome for that.
Thank you. Appreciate
Like,
it.
enjoy.
I'm already getting messages. When are you going live? Like, bitch, we're live right now. Yeah, so apparently when we were getting ready for the studio, and this is the whole reason why we get in here 15 minutes early, is because there's always inevitably something that's going to fucking
Go wrong.
go wrong.
Yeah.
It's like Murphy's Law. Like, if anything can go wrong, it will go wrong. So this time when we went to
It did.
push everything out to all of our platforms, all of a sudden it said 5 of the 10 platforms that you're going to you're not allowed to. No reason. Just said you're not allowed. Like, bitch, I own those fucking things. You can't kick me off my own shit. What do you think this is? Steve Jobs and Apple? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I wish we could do the same thing with Cowboys and fucking Jerry Jones. God. Oh, yeah. Nice shirt, by the way.
Thanks.
Segue.
Thanks. Totally work for that reason.
CD Lamb needs to live up to 88. He
Right?
didn't do it on Sunday night.
Dude,
I
what
don't even want
happened?
to talk about Sunday.
Yeah, what happened on
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I
Oh,
walked
that's probably
away.
why.
Exactly. You know what?
You didn't watch me yet. You're supporting him.
Okay. Can I explain?
Explain.
I bought
Go
the shirt
Bills.
because
Okay.
I was in love
With what?
with a boy.
Uh-huh.
He was in love with the Cowboys.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And so last season, I committed myself to watching the Cowboys with him. So we did, because I'm that kind of girlfriend, even though I've spent my whole life not watching sports. And I was like, I got into it, and they did pretty well because I watched. I'm not watching this season. That's fine, boys. Sorry.
So it's all your fault. You heard it here first.
Well, no, you just need to invite me to Cowboys games, I guess.
Yeah, so my work, we started doing fantasy football, and like I had no idea, like never done it. Like when I manage bars and stuff like that, like I kind of watch sports just because like everybody wants to talk about fucking sports. But other than that, like I got a life, and it doesn't, unless I'm playing the sports, then yeah, I'm not watching them. So.
And I was doing chiropractic sports medicine for like 7 years and never watched sports. I like tried everything I could do to get away from it.
Dude, I'm surprised you're not watching it like an ambulance chaser being like, oh shit, that motherfucker injured. All right, let's call him up.
Well, because I don't work there anymore. Now it's like, you've been in a car accident? Let me give you my card.
Oh, so
you got a lawyer? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it'd be nice. You get both the attorney fees and the chiropractic fees.
So are we just like waiting? Or what's the plan here? Are we just like...
We're just bullshitting.
Okay.
We're just bullshitting. That's
You
all
can
we do.
dive in anytime if you want to.
I mean, because I got
bullshit.
things to say. I just didn't know.
Well, go
Are we
ahead.
ready to say them?
If you want to, go ahead.
Feel free.
As any woman would say, fucking you. Okay? Fucking you.
Damn.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to be rude.
It's okay.
That's all right. Go ahead and talk.
And look, now she don't want to talk.
Yeah, I know.
I was getting
Why?
a
She
drink,
wants the microphone.
Michelle.
She hasn't kept her mouth shut since she's been here, and
I
now
know.
she's keeping her mouth shut since
Kind of like
She has
somebody
a
else
mic
I
in
know.
front.
Patrick will have like 2-hour conversations with me on the phone, and then he gets in the studio and he's like,
Yep.
I know. Where's
Shoving
the
his
Nutter
face in
Butters,
food.
damn it.
I don't have any Nutter Butters. I got Cheez-It.
Oh, Cheez-Its are good too.
yeah,
E-
see
extra
that product
tasty.
placement?
Allie's over there like, I could do a Cheez-It.
You want some?
Sure.
Nothing goes
Why not?
better than alcohol and Cheez-Its.
Oh my God.
There you go.
I'm about to
Extra
find out what
tasty.
cran apple cheese is.
No,
Don't
it's
eat 'em
like a good
all.
Mix. There's a lot of foods that have like a drink that matches with it. You eat Cheez-Its and Coke,
Uh-huh.
Goldfish and root beer.
Okay. It's like our
Goldfish and
pairings.
root beer.
Yeah.
I got you. Instead of wine pairings, you're talking like soda pairings.
Yeah, this is what
I got
happens
you.
when you're a nanny.
Oh, okay. So is that what you do for a living?
That is that's my day job, yes.
Okay.
All right.
How many kids do you nanny?
Currently I nanny too.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes some.
You know,
Yeah.
one is
I-
one is
Are you a
enough
stay at
for
home, or
me.
you just kind of go at certain hours, or how does that work?
Oh no, I'm not a live-in. I go I'm actually about to transition to a new family, but the family I'm currently with, it's 2 kids, and they're so adorable. One
old
is
are they?
almost 2,
Oh.
and the older sister is 5, Emma and Ellie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why are you going to be leaving?
Well, just because of where I moved, because they're in Fort Worth, but I ended up moving, and so,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's exciting, right?
It is exciting.
Nice.
I don't know if I can handle a 5 and a 2-year-old right now, but okay.
It's really crazy because kids and the way that they are with their emotions, as an adult, you would think that certain things they do, you wouldn't be triggered by it, but you are, because there's unresolved things within you. So it's like having a child kind of just magnifies, like,
So
I
is
don't
it
know.
terrible? Is the 2-year-old? Is it terrible twos?
Well, I
Or
mean,
which one's worse?
I feel like if I were someone who could not express what I was feeling, I'd get pretty pissed off too. So it's like, just kind of putting it into perspective, because there's sometimes Ellie, she's got some pipes. She is, it's.
Is that the 2-year-old?
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, no, but she's so, that age though, it's so great. They're just, their development and just the way that they are. I mean, obviously there's, that balance between the good and bad, because she's really goofy and just seeing her personality, but the screaming, I mean, for me, the next family I want to be involved with is probably older kids. I love younger kids, but it can be a lot.
Yeah.
I'll be screaming at the top of my lungs at a
So,
2-year-old.
Let's have a
That's-
screaming
that's it.
contest.
That's
Shut
it.
the
No.
fuck up.
this is the question
That's
that
why
I
they
have
scream,
this
though.
day
That's why they
because
scream.
we're at this age where there's several of us who are single, according to Facebook, and
Facebook official.
Facebook official. There's a lot of single people,
Uh-huh.
and there's just some things I've noticed. Okay, first of all, because I've been dating, but first of all, men who are like 28, 29, 30, 31. I'm 47, and they're like messaging me. I just think that's crazy.
Why?
That has changed.
So
now.
younger guys likes older women, and older women likes younger guys.
Well, yeah, but I
And
just
older
think,
guys like younger
but you
women.
have to think about what it was like,
Is that what
and
I just said?
I think kind of maybe.
Sort of.
my commentary though is
Go
how
ahead.
much has changed though since just
What-
like 10 years ago. I think Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher probably changed. Like were the first people that were really public that were older female, younger male.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a thing now. And it's as simple as just like the whole.
And
sorry.
how did that work out? It didn't work out, just so you know. Go ahead.
There's always problems with that, right? Because my dad dated a woman who was much younger than him, and it aged her longer, like well above her years. She said that she was 20, almost 20 years younger than him, 14, 15 years younger than him, and when he was older, didn't want to go do stuff, and she had to stay with her husband and became his caregiver. And she was so much younger than him. She goes, I feel like I'm the same age as he is.
So that's an interesting aspect. And actually, I dated a girl that was older that liked younger guys, and like a part of me, like I saw a pattern. It's like she wanted to feel young by dating somebody young. Like she knew that she was older, obviously.
I
but
just
she
think they're
wanted
pretty.
Same reason why guys date younger.
I know, it's just superficial. I just think they're pretty.
See, Matthew McConaughey said it best. As I get older, they stay the same age. All right, all right, all right.
Yeah.
Facts. I live by that. What? Sorry. I digress.
Go ahead. Finish.
Anyway, so I was saying that it's just surprising to me.
Mhm.
I was eating a Cheez-It. It was just surprising to me, like the differences in dating. Because last time I was single, I mean, it was like 2009, I want to say, and before that, and this is the first time I've been single that I don't have like a child at home because my daughter graduated. So it's like a whole new world.
Yeah, I saw that when she go to college, right? Or,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that y'all were like moving her into a dorm or something. What school she go to?
I'm going to refrain from saying.
Oh, damn. All right.
All these pedophiles out here.
Gotcha. Never mind.
Yeah, it's okay. Pedophiles. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, so this is what I came here to say to you.
What's that?
This is the message I want to tell people. I want to talk about neurotransmitters in the brain and love.
This is good.
And you're welcome. And you're welcome. And you're welcome. This
I
is-
got so many things to say. I'm
I know, right?
Go ahead.
This explains so much. Okay, we're just talking about basic attraction, right? When we first meet each other, I'm not talking about like 5 years down the road. I'm talking about we meet each other, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so first thing you have to realize is that we're animals.
Yes.
And as animals, our animal brain is all about continuing the species in survival. So when I look at you and I assess your features, thereby assessing your DNA, my body says, yes, I like what I'm seeing.
Right.
Let's make babies with that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what attraction is. Attraction is our body's desire to share genetic material with each other to continue the species.
Right.
So when that happens for a female,
Mm-hmm.
she starts releasing a hormone called oxytocin. And oxytocin is your bonding hormone. This is how we bond with our pets. This is how we bond with our friends. And it's that first blush of love when you meet someone and you think everything they do is just like so stinking cute.
Mm-hmm.
And for a
I call
girl,
that the honeymoon phase. Yes.
yes. And it is increased with the hugging, the kissing, the snuggling, and the flirting. And when the female has the female orgasm, she spikes in oxytocin and testosterone, thereby feeling aggressively in love.
Mm-hmm.
So when a male sees someone that he wants to make the bebes with, he starts releasing
The
a hormone, the bebes.
Mhm.
He starts releasing a hormone called vasopressin, which is a blood pressure increaser because he has to have increased blood pressure to make the bebes.
Yes.
Okay?
And he needs to get those juices flowing to the nether regions.
Right. The nether regions. And so it is also increased with the hugging, the kissing, and snuggling, and the flirting, but it is more of a sexual nature, right?
Mhm.
And when the male has the male orgasm, it turns off immediately. And everything he was feeling for that girl goes immediately away. So
Can you repeat
she's
that
like,
one more time?
Yeah.
Just so that my case certain somebody's listening follows the show. That go ahead.
Okay. So when men have the male orgasm, vasopressin turns off immediately, and everything that they were feeling for that girl goes immediately away. Now, mind you, vasopressin also gives them very excited feelings for that girl, makes them want to like think about her all the time and like call her, and that's whenever like men are texting women a lot. And then, but once he has an orgasm, it turns off, and all those feelings go away.
That's why they
So-
say, like, hey, if you're thinking about a girl that's crazy ex, then just go rub one out and you won't be thinking about her anymore. So, boom.
I've never heard that.
I've never heard that either. I don't
but-
think that's a
But
thing.
that
It's a
just
guy
seems-
thing.
That
You
seems
wouldn't have
like
heard
to be an example that fits your explanation. So
Yeah, exactly.
good, valid point.
Right. So then it like
Except for-
basically it shuts it off and
Well,
you
no,
no
but-
longer have those.
So you have to understand, though, it's the male and female that the final act of them being together. It's not you just masturbating and just being able to be done with it. It's because of that interaction with each other. Because basically what happens is that you have delivered the package, and now your body wants you to go to other women and deliver packages to them because that increases the chances of making a baby.
Same thing. You just delivered a package in a Kleenex instead
Right?
of in an actual package.
But no, but it's the interaction of the person. I don't think you're understanding.
just
Where did you go to school? I'm just kidding.
But
Harvard.
it's the human interaction, is what you're saying.
What?
The human interaction, like
No, it's the human interaction, the actual act of coitus, right? Which masturbation is obviously not.
Yes, it's.
But your
autocoitus.
imagination, that's where thoughts turn into things. So everything starts in your imagination anyway. So who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
people are just really in their heads and they can just.
I'm like Giselle.
You know what? I'm pretty sure that could happen.
You don't have a chance with Giselle.
Man, I've already been there, done that. Got
Well,
the
you
t-shirt.
still don't have a chance.
Well,
with
anyway,
Giselle.
this is what
I
kids
had her
call
first. I
post-
call up Tom every now and again, say how do I taste?
Oh God.
Oh wow.
And then I spiked the football.
That's fucked up, man.
That's terrible.
It is. It is.
Terrible.
But oh God.
Hey, what's up, Allie? Or who's that? A.N. Sloan. No, that's Ashley.
Ashley, where's Ashley at?
She's in the comments, the chat section, on the side.
What chat? What?
On the side.
So this is
Ashley.
also known as post-nut clarity.
Oh, okay.
Post-nut clarity.
Yes. So she's all like, "Oh my God, you're amazing," and he's like, "Can I get you an Uber?" So, how do men fall in love? Because this is important. How do men fall in love when they make the mental decision to be with you? I'm going to make you my girlfriend, my fiance, my wife. When they do that, their oxytocin levels start going up. They start bonding, and their testosterone levels start going down. So they're less likely to look elsewhere for a mate. Now, again, oxytocin lasts in the system
What
for
you're saying in layman's terms, bitches be killing testosterone.
yes.
No, you kill your
Monogamous.
testosterone.
Huh?
Monogamy.
Monogamy
kills
yes.
testosterone. He's not wrong in that.
Yeah.
It lowers it.
Mhm.
It doesn't kill it, but it lowers it.
Yeah.
Um,
That explains so much. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I mean, I think this is important because women in particular, they take such
They take everything.
their sense of humor, their self-esteem, right? It affects them a lot, right? Because you feel like it's your fault. You were with this person, and then all of a sudden they don't want to be with you anymore. And a lot of women have, it hurts them in that way. That's it can hurt your feelings a lot. And so I just feel like, as long as you understand that it's not, he didn't really have anything he could do about that either. Like, that's just nature. That's just biology. And she's not in love with him. So she's not crazy about you and acting psycho about you. She's acting psycho about your DNA because her body wants her to love it and nurture it and not kill it when it comes out of her in the form of a baby. And you're welcome.
So many thoughts.
All right. Let's start from the beginning.
Right.
I can explain
Yeah.
everything.
Because I was like, the last crazy chick that did all the damage to my truck and everything else,
Okay.
she had her tubes tied.
First of all,
So there ain't no baby making going on. That fucking ship had sailed. So why explain the craziness in that situation?
how long were you with her?
I mean, we weren't with each other.
Okay.
Oh,
See, this is what happens. Men are
She
like,
got samples of the DNA and then apparently went.
my
well, you know what happens?
Insane.
You know what oxytocin is your bonding hormone.
Mhm.
So when you go and repeat visit women, you tend to bond them to you. And so that's going to happen. So next time, maybe spread it out a little bit more.
So what you're saying is on her face?
oh my God.
This is what y'all talk about.
I was
on
saying
here?
just use your napkin a little bit more than your.
I'll go back to the Kleenexes.
Just go back to
Okay,
your
cool.
Kleenex and your lotion. What is that?
Oh my God.
Your weekend activities.
Oh, this is stupid shit, Devin. I swear to God.
All right.
That makes life fun.
Okay, so like, what's your commentary back then?
Commentary back.
Yeah, to biology. I want to hear what you have to think about that.
Well, I mean, obviously, like I said, with the whole her tubes being tied, but then at the same time, like you said, you kind of had a rebuttal to it. I mean, that's pretty much it, really.
Yeah,
I don't
so
disagree.
And you guys have a
with me-
podcast? Like, this is like a thing? You
With
carry
me,
on
yeah.
conversations? Like,
Yeah,
shut.
Yeah, with me, I mean, my my urologist slapped that bad boy up on the fucking chopping block and cut it off. So
Put that shit in
You
the
know,
guillotine.
yeah, I have
Person's
there is no fucking highway. So
Yeah.
whatever. And that happened when I was 27. Yeah. So
That's so weird that the chat overlay is showing up on YouTube, but not on Facebook.
but there's always that 1% chance. There's always that 1% fucking chance.
What if the chance isn't as rare as you think it is, because it's just based off your belief of how rare you think it's going to be? Which
Oh,
is
it's
why
very
that's-
rare.
But what if it's not though?
Oh, I know it's rare.
Because of what you've experienced, right?
Yeah, it's very, very
Because of
very,
things that
very,
you've
very
observed,
fucking
so it's
rare.
just kind of reaffirming that belief for yourself, right?
Fuck yeah, it's rare.
But wouldn't you want it not to happen? Do you not really care?
I don't
That-
care.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. But on another
I've had
topic-
my two. That's all I want, and that's it.
You had your two.
I'm
know,
done.
what?
I
What'd
said
you-
I had my two kids, and that's it.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
done. I had a boy and a
I
girl.
thought you meant
and-
two women, and you were.
No, I don't.
Yep,
have,
I was
I don't
done.
have to.
Drop the
Wow.
mic after that.
I mean,
Left the
that
room.
was.
No,
Maybe go third.
I don't have to.
Maybe
no,
try a
Three times
third
the
one?
charm. Three
Yes.
times the charm.
no.
Maybe try
no,
another woman. Like
Nope.
maybe
Nope.
those two were from the same family. I don't
Go
know.
with the trifecta:
No,
redhead, a blonde, and a brunette.
no.
How is life for you as a father?
It's great.
Pat.
Right now, it's great because he's 30 and she's 28,
You're like, bye.
and that's it. I mean, they got their own little lives that they're living, and if they need dad, they call me, and that's it.
Oh, they call you. You feel like they call you when they need you.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. They call me to check on me,
Mm.
and I call them to check on them. I mean, if I haven't talked to my son in a couple of weeks, he would text me and say, "Hey, Dad, you all right?" Yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing all right. Good. Just wanted to check on you.
They
And that-
live outside of Texas.
No, they live here.
How often do you get to see them?
Well, I don't get to see my son very much because he's always busy. And he's concentrating on his, on his career and everything, which I get it,
Mhm.
and all that. So that's what he needs to do is concentrate on his career. That's what his dad wants him to do, or that's what I want him to do, is concentrate on his career, get to where he wants to be, and give me a fucking grandkid. That's it.
That's your focus.
And
You
that's
want
my
a-
focus
you want a
now.
little grand
You know, they
baby.
say that
I-
grandkids are your reward for not killing your children when they're growing up. I totally agree with that.
Never heard that.
Oh my God. Everyone says it.
Well, I would believe it. So,
I realized
I've
it's
never
such
heard
a
it.
prized possession to have a grandchild.
Oh my God.
I didn't realize.
I mean, to me,
Damn.
it would be. I would love to have a grandson or a granddaughter.
Me
But-
too.
But yeah,
Really?
okay,
But
Deb.
I don't have the child first. That's like putting a cart ahead of the horse. What the fuck?
Did you want
But
children?
I'm saying, I mean, both of them are far, far, far from it.
That's
now.
part of the reason why I got into the whole human trafficking and everything else. And I worked with a company called KinderVision for 7.5 years, and they basically are. You've heard like Amber Alert and that sort of thing. So instead of just an Amber Alert where it's a description, they actually send out video of the actual child with a height
Wow.
chart, and so you can actually see what they look
Oh,
like,
I
and
think
not
that's
just
great. That's
not
great
just a
idea.
verbal description or a text description. So that was a company that I worked with because I love being around kids and that sort of stuff. So that was my way of like being around kids, but then returning them back to their parents when.
That's what I would do. Return
What?
them back to
Return back to that's the part about being a grandparent. It's like
fucking
get them
A,
for
it
a
is.
short amount of time. You give them back.
Spoil
Yo,
the
I
hell,
was
hell
spo-
out of him. And
I
Yep.
would spoil the shit out of them.
Right.
I would give them anything they want, and then just hand them back to the kid.
My parents are taking my kids on
So
vacations.
you're just going to let
vacations. I was
them-
like, you didn't even take me on a
That's funny.
vacation.
That's
Hold on.
like
What were you saying?
So you're just gonna let them do whatever they want to do.
Oh no, I'm not gonna let them do whatever they want to fucking do. Not in my house or not.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'll still whip their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, that's what I did to my kids, and my kids expect. I know that my kids expect me to discipline their kids when they need it, and that's what I did with my kids. Is that I disciplined my son and my daughter when they needed it, and I would do the same thing to the grandkids because I'm not going to put up with any bullshit right fucking
Okay.
now how kids are right now.
Yeah, the
Right.
lack of
And they're
respect.
not going to stay on their little fucking video game. Matter of fact, they're not going to be on a fucking video game at my house. They're
You
gonna
should
be
have a
spending-
box right at the
Oh,
door.
man.
Check your device at the door.
Oh shit, Gen X's
That's right.
grandparents.
That's right.
It's like we
Rachel.
didn't like you when we were young. We're not gonna like you now.
Rachel, you watching? Say yeah. Say yes or no. So Rachel's my sister. So anyway, that's what I would do. I mean, we would spend quality time. And there ain't no fucking way I'm gonna have an Xbox, a PS6, 4, 7, whatever the fuck is out right
Niner.
now. Huh?
Niner.
Okay, whatever. And in my house, they're gonna be spending quality time with their grandfather. That's what they're gonna be doing. They don't like it.
Really.
Oh well,
Too bad.
they'll appreciate it later, just like I do.
I feel you.
I wish you know what, and I
I
really
want to
wish, and I really
episode.
wish, looking back at
Up
my
to-
grandparents,
With one shoe.
looking back at my grandparents, I really,
lopped off by a beaver.
I'm listening, Patrick.
I really, 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 really wish that I would have spent more time with my grandparents
Mm.
because they lived out in the country and there was fucking nothing there. Mom and Dad would take me and my sister every year, at least a week or 2 weeks, and send us off to Corsicana. And we never understood why that they would do it. And as I got older, got married, had kids, send the kids off to my parents when they were around and everything, then I understood why. They needed a fucking break.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. But sure, no, I
Okay,
I totally
okay, come
understand.
on, Allie, what you got to say?
I know. I
No,
feel
no,
like
no,
there's
no.
gears spinning, and she's.
Well, because
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, here's the
Hey,
thing.
Barney.
Because there's obviously, like when you get super detailed into it, we could dive into a whole like variety of topics and agree to disagree. For me, especially, I don't have a psychology degree, or I didn't go to school for
Trees
childhood
are nothing but
development.
pieces of paper, but go ahead.
I think words
mean
don't
anything.
teach, life experience does. And for me, I've been a nanny for almost the past 2 years, and prior to that, I worked in the senior healthcare. So, and just throughout my life, I've had a lot of experience in just life and people, and as many people do. And I just feel, when you're a child, you're this little sponge, and you're just replicating everything that you're seeing that's being done.
Mhm.
So, as a parent, well, I'm not going to speak on parents because I don't have kids, right?
Oh,
So I won't speak on that. But what I will say regarding a child, from my experience as a child, I think,
Wait, you're not a child?
I guess I am. I guess I still
No,
am.
she's
She's
not
child
child.
size.
I know.
She's
I'm a little
immature.
baby.
That
You know
immature.
what? It's all right because
I'm-
I'm 24.
Are you
believe it or
really?
not. Yes, I am. It's just
Okay,
because
so you are still a
I'm
baby.
still a baby. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be a child till I die. So.
That's awesome. I
But
mean, that's the way you should live life.
Yeah, I actually had a conversation with Sheena on the boat, and she was saying how, for me, it's like my perception or just me and how I feel at 25 is really how I always feel even though your body ages. And my dad would always say, because he's almost 70, and he always says every time he looks in the mirror, he forgets the way he looks because of how he feels.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's called the EQ.
Hello, Pam. How you doing? All right.
Is it?
It's your emotional development. and
But
your
no, that's
ability.
that's how my grandkids are going to be.
Well, the problem is with that, what you're speaking of is the same challenge that Patrick ran into. Is your brain is telling you can do all this stuff because you know how, and you have the insight, and you have the knowledge that you could, potentially run circles around other people. But your body says, "Yeah, you could do that 20 years ago."
Right, right.
Oh, see, and I think
Hey, Pusey, Brent Pusey. Hello, if you're here.
that's
Just wanted to say hi.
interesting.
All right, go ahead.
That's
Talk.
interesting. Yeah. Well, about your grandkids, right? Because especially with the family, well, just really just a lot of families that I've talked to, some parents are like crazy strict about screen time, and then I one time babysat this wonderful 2-year-old for a weekend, and she just literally could live her life. She was a free spirit. She didn't care if she watched movies, Play-Doh. I mean, it was just how whatever a parent believes is best for their child. And I think that, at one point in time, because when I was growing up, I'm 24, like technology was a thing.
You're kind of like right in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't really start participating, I think more towards like middle school, but still, young enough. And like nowadays, technology, I mean, it's just a whole other era. And I think, when you're a parent, you have your experience of what not only do you want, but that's only based off of what you didn't want. So that's how you've created this perception of what you do want out of life. And a lot of people who have children, even if they think they're prepared, even if they think they're doing it the right way, they're still going to face certain things that you can't necessarily predict
It's
because
called-
And speaking of the devil, my
called-
daughter is on.
It's called
No.
she's
expect
not the devil.
the
She's an
unexpected.
angel in herself.
Yeah, she's a little angel,
Yeah,
whatever.
she is. Yeah,
I don't
she is.
think she is, but
How are you seeing all these people that are popping up?
they're all popping up on my page.
Okay, so you have access to it. That's why.
Yeah, I have access to all this. Hello, Molly. We're talking about grandkids. That's what I want.
Hint, hint,
Oh.
nudge, nudge.
And she's gonna say no, no, not even close.
She's gonna be like, not today. Fuck.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no, I mean, it's I don't know. It's just it's too much to talk about. I'm still one of these days I'll come back on this podcast and I'll be able to share my finest thoughts in the fewest words.
I have a
And
question.
then just drop the mic.
I have a
I'm
question.
not there yet.
I have an answer.
Can we, why are we talking about babies when we just started talking about sex?
Well, because
I started talking
Hey,
about
I was talking about sex, the laws.
I was started-
attraction.
I started talking about grandkids.
I was talking
because
about
that's
neurotransmitters
what's
in the
been on
brain
my
and all.
mind is that I'm ready for grandkids.
Well,
it.
that's great.
Well, you
Okay.
were talking
Let's
about
talk about sex, baby. Let's
Well,
talk
see,
about you and
it's all-
me. Let's talk about all the good things.
Go
and the
ahead,
bad
talk
things
about it.
that-
somebody mute her mic.
See, even Molly said when I'm 50, I'll have a grandkid. I'll have a kid. Bullshit. You'll have one before then. Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, that's like the cart before the horse, really, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
you could
I want to know what happened in
baby.
Devin's relationship.
And she
Ah.
told me to ask.
What's up, Devin?
Jimmy is my son. So, yeah, Jimmy's
looks
too
just
far
like
from
him.
it. Jim is too fucking far from
I
it.
bet he looks just like his dad.
Do what?
I said, I bet your son looks just like you.
My son does?
About the same height.
I don't know what your
Definitely
son
not
looks
the
like.
same
I said,
build.
I would just say,
What?
for some reason, I feel like your son would look like you.
No, his son's built like a brick shit house.
Big time. Let me see if I can find one of Jimmy.
And he's very quiet, which Patrick is the complete and utter opposite.
I don't know why he's so quiet. I really don't.
It's almost like he's.
Because you could never get a word in, dude.
I know, right?
No,
It's all because of you,
no.
Patrick.
You never learn
No, it's
how.
not because of me. No,
my kid's quiet too. I own that shit. It's okay. I mean, I'm there with you, man.
No,
He was pretty quiet. Now that you mention it.
It's like, shut up, mommy's talking.
let me see if I can find one of him.
Like she was on, supposed to tell her story, but you pretty much
Well,
99% of this.
I mean,
You know, it's funny because we have people messaging us and be like, "Hey, let her tell the fucking story."
Okay, well, tell the story.
We're
Oh, there
trying.
he is right there.
Who, what, when, where?
Hold
Oh.
on. That's my son
Hold on,
right
let
there.
me-
oh,
That's my son right there.
that's awesome.
Yep.
Is that
Jimmy.
literally your son?
proud dad moment.
Yes, it's a proud dad
yeah,
moment.
no, he looks nothing like you. Never mind.
Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, he does. He does look like.
I can't see his face or shadow. I was just kidding.
No, hold
Yeah, his
on.
face is covered 90% of the time because he was wearing a hat.
There it is, right there. How about that one?
Can you blow it up, please? I need it bigger.
Oh my
I need it
god!
bigger.
So needy.
I mean, yeah, I'm in bed.
Jesus Christ!
You know what? You know who's needier
no,
than a
that's my-
woman? A
what?
man.
That's him. You can tell. You can
no.
tell.
Yes.
I literally need nothing. Zero. That's probably why I'm going to be single forever.
That's because you've never taken
How about
care of
that
me when
one?
you were sick.
You don't need anything from anybody.
Very nice. You should be very proud. How wonderful.
That is.
I'm self-sufficient. I mean, look around.
So you can get us
You don't
tickets.
need anything from
Do what?
anybody
You can get us
else.
tickets.
I can get it on my own. And to
Yeah,
your point, you
see?
talk about
See, look
adoption.
at that.
If I needed a kid, I'll just adopt one. Don't even need a woman for that.
You know
either.
what? Hey, you know
Right,
what?
you can say
Actually,
you can
Allie,
surrogate.
you know what? Actually, I want to adopt a kid.
Do you?
I really do.
Oh God.
I have my eye on this 20.
What?
Hold on.
I don't like the way you
I have-
rephrase this. You are on air.
No, that's fine.
He says it's regardless. That's
No,
why I already know.
Jesus
had my
Christ,
eye
let
on
me
this
finish. Let me say it.
baby.
This
Okay.
little 25-year-old
No.
sweet little.
No, I have my eye on
2
this
years.
little 23-year-old Korean chick.
Ew.
Yeah, now you see why I turned around and looked away too? Now you know.
Okay, Patrick. That is a.
You can't adopt a
Whatever-
23-year-old.
I know.
You think,
That's
know.
called dating.
whatever you think this conversation's about, it's not about that. This is about something completely different.
Hey, I thought it was funny.
Completely different.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why he
Molly
tells his
said that-
girlfriend that all the
Molly
time.
said that you're full of shit, Devin.
About what?
I don't know.
Everything.
Everything?
Ever.
I haven't even
Molly-
said anything.
Everything.
And then Molly told me I'm disgusting. So
She's right.
So Devin, when was your life change?
Oh, let's see. It was Friday when I
Patrick,
left
your son is beautiful, by the way.
out of
The
town.
what?
He's a beautiful boy.
Oh well, thank you.
You should be. I see why you're so proud.
Yep.
He's a
Oh.
great kid.
Pretty.
Yes, he's beautiful, and he looks very striking in his uniform.
Where is my? And I'll show you my daughter. Go ahead, keep talking, Devin.
So
I'll
Friday,
show my
went out of
daughter.
town to Destin, Florida, and sent messages with the person I was dating at the time.
Oh, this was recent.
Yeah,
Damn.
I know. And then Saturday,
Congratulations.
congratulations.
That's my daughter.
Oh,
Molly's
she's beautiful,
beautiful.
too, babe. Those
Yeah, she
brown
has that
eyes.
She looks just like her damn mother.
Well, yeah, because she doesn't look like you.
No, she don't look like me at all.
She's real pretty, though.
Thank you. Yeah, she looks just like her mom.
Well, it's
Whatever.
nice to know she was pretty, too. Anyway, Devin, go ahead. Your heartbreak now. Let's talk about his
Yes,
after.
right?
Yeah.
Now back to
Your
you.
heart's broken?
No,
Oh gosh.
I mean,
So this was just
Yeah.
recent. So, like,
Yeah.
today's like Tuesday.
yeah, Monday,
Hello,
So
Ashley.
yesterday.
How long were we all together?
So yesterday.
like over 3 years.
Oh.
Start wherever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, like just
Yes,
fill it
therapist.
out. Honey, we're here for you. We're here for you. We're gonna be like a women's bathroom on a bar night where we're like,
Can translate
honey,
any confusion
he's
for
not
you.
fucking worth it, honey. You look
Oh my
fabulous in this black shirt you're wearing. What is that shade? Love it, love it. The next one would treat you so much better. Need her.
Molly said that she's here for Devin's 1,807,892,29th breakup.
Wow.
Is that all?
That's the humor that my damn daughter has.
No,
Oh, is that your
the
daughter?
knowledge
That's
that
my
she
daughter
has
that said
about
that.
Devin.
Hey,
And
Patrick's
it's-
daughter, you are stunning. You're a beautiful girl.
Oh, boy.
So when Molly and I get together, we're like,
No.
yep,
What?
we're both smart asses.
Well, oh, okay. Well, I thought
Yeah, I
not
thought
like
so
that.
too. I was like, ew.
Not that kind of get together.
no.
Ew.
Yeah. So anyway, Saturday, I get a message from her, whatever, like, hey, how come you're not messaging me or calling me, blah, blah, you got me blocked. And I'm like going, what? And so like I messaged her, no response, call her. And then I was like, okay, I'm not getting a response. Like, what the fuck's going on? So then I was like, well, maybe, her phone's battery's dead or whatever. So I was like, well, I'll try, Snapchat, Facebook Messenger, blah, blah, blah. Well, when I went into Facebook Messenger, it was like, I need to add her as a friend. And I'm like going, then all of a sudden I'm like, say what? So I'm like, this phone didn't just die. I'm like, she had to have blocked me and then obviously unfriended me and all this other shit. And I'm going, what the actual fuck? And then, of course, she messages me Monday conveniently when she gets back into town. And it's like, oh, there was a carrier issue. And I'm like, okay, even if there was, like, hypothetical, let's give her benefit of the doubt. There was a carrier issue or whatever. I'm like, how did you use GPS? How did you, yeah. And I'm like, how did you text your kids?
Right.
Whatever, blah,
How'd
blah,
you?
blah.
Yeah, everything.
Like, how did you live life? And then, you know, she sends me screenshots that I finally got on via Snapchat that, you know, she had tried to message me or whatever. So maybe the carrier issue, but still doesn't explain the Facebook thing.
Of her. Like,
But even
having
if she blocked me and still sent those messages like she said she did, they're not going to go through because you're blocked. So I'm like thinking, well, if you blocked me, even though you're you know.
So what do you think her motivation? Because you said you felt like she was cheating on you. So what makes you think she was cheating?
It's not even that I feel like she's cheating. I just feel like it's just not being truthful. That's my biggest thing. So I don't really care about the cheating. Just be honest. Like, just be fucking honest with me. I was like, I could take it good, bad, indifferent, whatever. It's like, just be. I hate liars.
You know, you
That's the
say
biggest
that,
thing.
and I'm not trying to like lessen your pain at all,
Bless you, by
but
the way.
I just think of
Oh,
all the
golly.
times I've gotten drunk and I've been in a perfectly fine relationship, and I was like, "Fuck that motherfucker." I am deleting him on everything. You will
Molly.
never, and then the next day be like, "What? Hey, sorry, sorry that I had done that. Sorry about
I'm
that."
glad I can see the comments now.
Why, what were they
No,
saying?
you should see what
What did
she
it
did.
say?
It's all Molly over here. She says, I love you. What does that mean, Molly? I love you, Devin. Anyway,
Well, at least
let's see.
somebody knows.
Best news.
Molly
This is
said,
the best news.
Molly said, oh, God.
Oh, is Molly trying to get with Devin? Is that what's happening right now? Like, are we about to wingman
That is
Molly?
my,
Molly,
no,
girl, how can I help you?
no, that's my daughter.
Oh, sorry, Molly. Sorry, Molly.
It's not gonna fucking happen.
I was waiting
You'll
for
never
that
know
to come
Devin.
across.
No.
You'll never know Devin, Molly.
Plus,
I'm so sorry.
I'm her dad, so it's
No.
well.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Molly, I just met your two dads. They're
Yeah,
so
her two
cute
dads,
together.
yes.
You guys do make a cute couple. I mean, it seems you both given up on women, so this is just
No, he has
natural.
one. He has a good one.
Oh, sorry, Patrick. I didn't realize. What is your like?
Look at his face.
I really kind of Patrick. What is your wife like? Is it a wife or a girlfriend?
Girlfriend.
Oh, and what's she like?
Molly.
She's like,
I'm
Molly.
more worried about fucking Molly, not Misty.
Oh, okay.
So,
Aw, you should love your dads, Molly. They love you so much.
oh my God,
there
Molly.
it is.
Molly, stop.
Molly, your
Stop.
daddies love you.
Oh, we love you, Molly.
Well,
I mean, if you ever have daddy issues,
all I
you should,
know is
because
that
they're amazing.
I'm her true dad. So
I mean, that's
a
true.
good thing. So,
That's true.
Have you done DNA test?
you know what? Shut the fuck up.
That's wrong.
You know what? I'm going to talk about Molly right quick.
I just love
You
it.
know
'cause
what
It makes
really-
it completely uncomfortable.
I am very uncomfortable right now.
Oh.
What?
Snap. Sorry, Kayla, girl, you were awesome too. I love you.
Yeah. Okay. Molly.
It's like-
God.
You might want to guard your stuff, sir.
Okay.
We're just gotten her.
I'm getting a lot of, they're all over here on mine.
Damn it, man.
What are we getting?
Yeah. So, what was I saying?
Words,
Uh,
things.
oh yeah, about Molly. One thing that I did to Molly, and it hurt me so freaking bad, and I know that she probably remembers it. Is that when her and Jim, when they were kids, I think she was about 7 or 8. Are you fucking kidding me?
And look at the picture on the bottom. Sorry, honestly.
Oh my God.
I wasn't trying to interrupt your story, but I was
No.
this was too important not to.
No. So anyway, what hurt? So when Jim and Molly, when they were younger, they got in trouble and all that. And one of the things that I did was, I whipped their ass. You know what I'm saying? As a dad, of course. And so I whipped Jimmy's ass, and then I went to Molly's room and everything, and then I got the belt, and I just fucking just wailed on her.
Why?
I can't remember what she did.
Oh boy.
Bro,
I can't remember what she did, but I left a belt mark square on her ass.
Are you proud of that?
No, I'm not. I went to the fucking master bedroom, to the bathroom there, and I cried my freaking eyes out.
I believe
I
it.
did. I went back to the bedroom. Oh, she was 7, and I went back to Molly's bedroom, and she was sitting on the bed. She goes, "Are you okay, Daddy?" "Yeah, I'm fine." It should be me crying, not you. And I'm thinking, well, you have no idea what I did. You just don't know what I just did. So she goes, "No, I can feel it on my butt." So,
Oh.
and after that, I had a hard time giving swats to my kids.
I think it because so here's the thing I feel about discipline, right? Like I am not saying that discipline is unnecessary because most people who want to um invite this gentle parenting, right, is by the time these kids have already kind of
Yeah,
absorbed so much already where it's like, for example, if you have 2 kids, right, and
right.
the little one starts beating on the older one, and then you take this little kid and you start beating on this kid for beating on their sibling, that's going to be that's going to be confusing for a
basically, 2
child.
wrongs don't make a right, basically.
Yeah,
It's going to be difficult. And the thing is I grew up and my dad was a single dad raising 6 kids on his own. So, discipline was something where like, I can't even imagine him trying to deal with what he deals with in a survival aspect and then trying to maintain kids and whatever else, comes with that.
yeah.
So with whippings and stuff, I mean, I was never someone who got in trouble a lot, but when I did, it was definitely something where it was like for me, like I didn't see the benefit in that. It just made me fear my dad, and when you fear your parent, that's not someone you feel connected to, so you end up trying to please and you end up morphing yourself into who you think somebody else needs you to be, and then you grow up in life trying to figure out your identity and trying to understand why I don't know who I am. And I feel like parents, you put so much pressure on yourself to be this perfect example of what it means to be human. And all you really got to let your kids do is give them an environment to grow up, be supported, be loved, and to really figure it out themselves and seek guidance within you because that's all you're doing too. And just, I mean, it's just, I don't know.
The biggest thing that I was really, really, really big on with
What I miss.
with my new kids, with my kids,
On the
Right.
block.
yeah,
What?
I
with
love
my
New Kids on the Block.
yeah, with my kids was respect.
Right.
They're going to respect their mother, even though I don't like her. They're going to respect their mother.
Well, I
They're
think that's
going to
one of the big
they're
things
going
that's
to
lost.
respect me,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to behave.
Do you know?
That's what they were going to do when they
Do you
were
know
kids.
the best way to get a child to respect other people
How's that?
is when you imprint on your child by example of what it means to respect yourself.
So that works even in business too. Like if you want somebody to do something, show that you are
You're an
willing.
example.
And you
Words
be the
don't
example.
teach.
Exactly.
You learn through experience.
And what's funny is like I've seen even at my work in the short, like I started this new company in May, and like I've seen in such a short amount of time that not only people are like believing, but they also like they're coming to me with, perfect example actually. It's just like,
Law of
lead by
attraction.
example. Yeah, don't just tell people what to do. It's like just lead by example. Like show
Right.
people that, hey, running a podcast, doing this and doing, websites and doing videos and doing all this
Right,
other shit.
yeah.
Like, look, like, hey, and people either want to help you or they either get in your way or, or they help you. That's pretty much it.
It's really funny because, us as human beings, it's really easy to feel like someone else is doing something to you because let's say you were happy and then someone comes along and they do something to you and now you're pissed off and you're like, well, I was happy and then you came here and then you did this and now that I'm pissed off, it's your fault. And it's like, it has nothing, everything in
You're
life
responsible
regarding
for your own happiness.
it does not have anything to do with anybody else.
Mhm.
Like that's what's so crazy to me, especially with, just where I'm at in my own awareness of myself and taking accountability for that. We really do we live in this world where so many people forget that this, security that you're looking for, the moment. So today I was listening to something and it was saying how when you're finding security in something other than yourself, that's insecurity.
Yeah.
And so, really, I feel like.
Well, that's the biggest thing too, and I've noticed from, I owned an entertainment company, and I noticed that like models and actresses and stuff were like the most insecure people.
All right, Molly, love you too.
And it was just like I was like, I will.
Hi,
never
Molly.
date
I'll see you.
And it's
Call
crazy
me.
too, because the perception, the persona that goes on in that is that you need me in order to make your dreams come true. And it's
Right.
like, no, baby, I don't need nobody but me and my own belief. And
Well-
hopefully it doesn't contradict my desires, because then I won't feel so uncomfortable when I'm desiring something, and it won't feel painful because I'm not contradicting it with beliefs because of what I've been told or
Mhm.
what I've seen, you know?
But there's also the flip side of that, where they think they can sleep their way to the top. They think that, since the person that's
Fine,
obviously
Molly.
You know why?
holding the power and obviously holding all of the connections and everything in the business, obviously, they think that, hey, if I get with this guy, then he's going to make everything happen and all dreams come true.
And I think I think that's true, because
But that's also why I had recorders and video and audio rolling at all times, because I knew like what people were trying to do.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't going to have anything ever come back. And it also saved me in contracts and stuff like
I
that.
believe it. No, and that's
Yeah.
good that you were looking out for yourself, just being aware of that, because there's so many things that are happening in our world that nobody wants to be happening, and it's like, I just feel in that sense, there's so many issues that we focus upon, and what people don't realize is when you focus upon it, it becomes more active in your experience and in your, perception of how you see the world, so it's like, I don't know, it's just, it
almost
really
going
comes down
back
to
to
law
laws
of
of-
attraction.
Yes.
Law of attraction.
Thank
Because
you.
Murphy's Law, think about it. If it could be done, it will.
Yeah.
Well, if it could be, meaning that's something I'm thinking about, and a belief is only something I'm repetitively thinking. So that must mean that's what makes it true. Your perception is right in your own way. So is mine. So is yours. So is Dixie's. And that's because the way I see life is going to never be identical to the way that you are. And it's
Right. We all
Murphy's
bring different things
analogy
to the
is
table. We
DNA.
all went through different.
Perception. It's all
Right,
about
it's just your perception.
Yeah.
And your perception is based off your beliefs. And if your beliefs are contradicting what you desire, when you think about your dreams, it's painful. And most people don't realize that you think that you're giving up on something that you don't believe can come true, but it's literally
My philosophy.
there.
My philosophy is, if you can think it, you can achieve it. Like that's.
Thoughts turn into things. That's
Yeah.
just the way life is.
And I'm like,
Whether-
I'm literally like, and I've told everybody, and they're like, they try to throw a curveball at me, and I'm like,
Mm-mm.
I'll solve it. You be prepared.
So you
Perfect
want to hear
example.
something interesting that I thought that I had
What's
not
that?
too long ago? Do you know how electricity makes a noise?
Mhm.
You know how like electricity makes noises, right? So like the wall makes a different
Depends on
noise.
how
and
many
like
voltage,
yes,
wattage,
yes.
amperage.
So definitely amperage, all those things matter. But
Just
so like
wavelengths.
static electricity has a noise, and then like so does thunder, right? So now you and I can honestly say, everyone
with
can
it.
honestly say that every single form of electricity in nature makes a noise.
But you know why? Because everything in nature has a wavelength. Every light not
Right.
only has a
Okay,
Okay,
wavelength,
thank
so
you for proving my point.
Yeah.
Molly,
Vibration.
why do you
Vibration.
So-
That's all it
so-
is.
Resonance,
word?
that
So-
vibration comes from wavelengths. Yeah.
See,
That's
another
my point, right?
Another thing is that Molly uses a word that I don't like. She uses the
Fuck.
F word. Oh, God.
You want a whole other wavelength.
Yeah. Speaking of
Yeah.
wavelengths,
Yeah. That's where
Anyway,
it's at.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay.
so wavelengths, electricity.
So now we have to understand that your thoughts are electrical impulses that are snapping from one neuron to another.
You want to know what's faster than speed of light?
Sound.
Guess what? You're going to tell me.
Speed of thought.
Yes.
And scientists have
So-
actually realized this, and they realized they've been chasing the wrong thing for years and years and years. But yeah, go ahead.
So it's
Digress.
going through a neurological pathway, and it's snapping from different neurons to different neurons, right? And it's developing a concept, and it happens instantaneously. So it goes like zit, 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 zit.
The
So now we
neurons
have to
firing.
realize that we are all making a noise.
Mhm.
We have to be. Every single form of electricity makes a noise, and there's millions of them happening at one time.
Per
And
second.
I feel like this is why we don't hear certain frequencies, right? Because if we did, we'd only hear our own thoughts. And we know that the brain will do that because it blinds us to our nose. Because if not, we'd only see
You
our
want to know
nose.
the fastest way to go insane? Put
Have a
some-
conversation with me.
He said it. That was a good one. That was a good one. No, put somebody in a completely silent room
Mm.
because the only sound that they can hear is their own body and their own self, and it literally like, I mean, we're talking Navy SEALs. You can go Google it, research it, but like
I don't know. There's also
the
meditation, which is
toughest of the tough, it doesn't matter because you're so used to sounds
Mhm.
that when you have the absence of sound, it
Right.
like fucks with you.
Well, I mean, have you ever sat there and just like there's like that high pitch, like just somewhere off in your hearing? I mean,
Yeah, that's my mom's voice. Yeah.
That's your thoughts. That's your mom's thoughts in your head.
Ah!
Oh my God.
But I'm just saying, like it sounds.
I
Like,
would hate to go to fucking Liz's mind.
Oh my God!
God, could you
Jesus.
imagine? Oh, to go through my
Oh,
mother's mind.
Jesus.
The only woman I ever had to call and be like, "Mom, quit praying for me, Jesus Christ!" Like you gotta stop it. You gotta stop it with this praying.
But yes, go ahead. Frequencies and
So anyway, so every single thought we have is a vibration, right? It's a frequency, so it has, a mathematical equation.
Mhm.
So and in nature, we all see that we sync up naturally, right? So you like ducks walk in a row, and like people walk together, their gait matches,
Mhm.
and that's just us in nature always syncing up. So I feel like every single time you have a thought,
It's called synchronicity. Yes.
we're
And
not-
actually, you can put like 12 different clocks
look at that.
in a single room, and they will all sync together eventually, even if you started them at different times. You know that? That's based on resonance
So,
as well.
but that's my point though, because every single thought you're having, this is how like your vibrations and like frequency affirmations, putting vibrations onto the universe, like sending out there what you want. Like this is how all that would work, right?
Mhm.
Because now every single person who had a thought of you is going to have that thought of you, and that thought they're going to translate to everyone else.
Mhm. But that goes also to perception too, because that's a perception. That
Everything is perception.
Yeah.
Everything is the bullshit to benefit ratio. Everything.
bullshit to benefit.
Everything is. The
That's why-
bullshit of your relationship outweighed the benefit of your relationship, so you ended it.
That's pretty much
That's exactly what happened. It's the bullshit.
The way I look at it is like, if you're not adding to my life, then you're
Hello,
subtracting
David.
from
I
it.
hope everything is going well. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. David, it shows that
David Attenborough?
No, David
Oh.
Price is watching. He's one of my second cousins.
Oh, you
Oh.
sounded so sad when you said hello.
Yeah,
David.
on my
Hello, David.
no, on my dad's side where we lost
Nice to see you.
a cousin. So
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I lost a
So,
cousin.
yeah.
a few days
I'm
ago.
such a bitch. I'm so
I know, right? You're like,
sorry.
fuck you, Patrick.
Fuck you, Patrick, and your sad.
say
Anyway,
hello,
sorry.
David. So,
Sorry. Well, my dad died, so we can. I'm so
well,
sorry.
yeah,
not everything's about you.
I know, right? No, I meant my dad died, so I get that recently. It's very
Oh,
hard
did
to
he really?
lose people.
Sorry to hear about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's kind of a shock to the family, but whatever.
Yeah, this is a crazy thing that happened. So I have a friend who's a medium,
Mhm.
and my dad was a
Guy or
palm-
girl?
girl.
Should bring her in.
I totally could. She's
Hell
amazing.
yeah.
Anyway, I have a
We've had one on. It was a great show. But go ahead.
interesting. So interesting. Moving on.
Interesting. Moving right along. Go ahead.
Anyway, my dad died in March, and so we had this. Had an estate sale a couple weeks ago, and my dad was a pawnbroker, right? And yeah, so he had a ton of stuff. He had like 6 chainsaws and like multiple of things, right? And so we had an auction. We auctioned everything off, and like things like table saws were going for like $12 a piece.
Mhm.
It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that mess downstairs that you saw, those
Yeah.
boxes, auctions. That's where I get.
Absolutely.
That's where I get
Yeah.
all my.
So
And I
my
was showing Patrick today because I got some new stuff in. I just don't have the time to sell all this shit, which is the problem.
So my friend April was over at my house the other day, and she walked into my bedroom. She goes, "Whoa, who's the old dude in the corner that's super pissed?" And I was like, "Well, that would be my father."
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah.
We need to definitely bring her here because when I first bought this house, almost over 19 years ago, this room actually, ironically, sitting in here with a girl that I was dating at the time.
How many? Like what? Whore. Go ahead.
No, I dated her.
Oh, Molly stated it. It was
I
like a minute
Dated for
something.
3 years. Thank you.
What did Molly say?
Molly typed in the exact amount of breakups she's been
Wow.
knowing Devin for.
That's
Like
so
3,
sad.
literally.
Well, she said it was $1 trillion.
Yeah,
That's brilliant.
it was a big
Oh.
difference.
not that many.
Yeah.
This was just like 3 years. I get it, man. Like mine was 2 years.
So anyway, we were
That's a
sitting
long
in
time.
here, and like we were talking, and literally like mid sentence, we both stopped talking because this black shadow thing ran from in the hallway into here underneath her chair.
What the
and,
fuck?
and just like vanished. And like we were literally having a conversation like this. And
No. I have to tell you a story.
Oh, okay.
No, okay. So did it look like it was absolutely no light in it all? It was just blackness.
It was like a
and it was in the room. It was in the room, not.
No, it ran. It ran in and literally parked underneath.
But it wasn't like on the wall or anything. It wasn't now shadow. Okay.
No.
So like a year or so ago, I'm sitting in my living room and I'm watching TV with my ex, right? And something like catches my eye, and I turn and dead ass look at a black figure in my living room that was like bent over and like scurried into my bedroom. And it was the size and shape of a 13-year-old boy. But it was completely black, and it was in the room, like not on the wall.
Yeah.
But like in the room. And without turning my head, I said, "Did you see that?" And my ex said, "Yep." And I said, "What did you see?" And he goes, "Something going in the bedroom." So we both saw the exact same thing.
But I mean, imagine having a conversation and both of you just stop talking, like middle of a conversation.
Yep.
And you're like, you don't even have to say, "Did you see it?" Because
you both
stopped.
Like,
literally
question
at the same time.
is anybody else saying this? Like, what the hell is going on? Is anybody else? Because it's not the first, it's not the last time he saw it. Again, it was a smaller, but it's like the shape of people. And then he saw a woman who was all white in like older style clothing in the same house.
So then you got to pull up the history of the house.
No. I know the history of the house. It's my house. It was built in 2005. It doesn't have any great significance.
But was it built on any type of water, areas anywhere near it?
I mean, there's a creek.
There you go. They always flow from some kind of a water.
Oh, are we talking supernatural? Let's go, bitches.
Oh, yeah. Trust me. I've studied this shit.
Man,
I've studied just about everything.
Me too.
In fact, my cousin actually ran a supernatural.
They are really good.
It was called NY Spirits out of New York.
I'm going to need these for next time, Patrick. Please. Thank you.
Here, you can have the rest of them.
And some more Nutter Butters. Those are good. Those are good. I only come here for the snacks.
I come here for the snacks.
All right.
I'm single and I'm poor. No one feeds me at home. Oh.
But yeah, so like that experience happened, and then my parents were over here, and we were downstairs. We were watching something, and my dad was like, "Do you see that over by the front door?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "There's like somebody standing there." I was like, "What?" And so I'm like, "Fucking house is on it."
I'll bring.
Now, granted, there is a cemetery like right over here.
Yeah, there is a cemetery.
Stone's throw. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll call April.
Barney said she had the same experience when she was 15 years old.
And Barney, anything come up? What did you exactly see? I need.
Yeah, Barney, give us the details so we can talk about it.
I need deets.
We need the deets. You guys know that if you're going to comment on something, please give us context, because by the time your comment hits our screen, we're like probably 12 subjects in.
So, Allie, last weekend I took Allie and a couple of friends to Oklahoma to hang out on my parents' lake yacht.
Oh yeah, we're in Oklahoma.
Lake Murray.
Oh, love Lake Murray.
I mean, it's all right.
It's pretty.
It's one of my favorite lakes because you can bring your 4-wheelers and you can just like literally go to town for the entire week.
Oh no, I love Lake Murray.
The water, the color of the water
Is
reminded
green.
me of the
So slimy.
tropical forest.
Wait, it was slimy?
Very.
Usually when I go there, it's like you can
lots of
see all the way to
boogers.
the bottom.
It's
Lots
very
of lake
slimy.
boogers.
A lot of what?
Lake boogers.
Lake boogers.
Mhm.
Call it algae, I think.
I thought you
That
said
is the-
uterus.
I think that's the technical
Yeah.
term.
Yeah,
just
that
saying.
is.
Anyway, we went to this thing called Ghost Hill.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever heard of?
No.
Okay, so in Oklahoma.
Andy, you listening?
In Oklahoma.
So Andy's a ghost hunter, just so you know. The Andy
Oh.
that usually here on the podcast? Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I want to go hunt some ghosts.
Me too. It's like I got all this equipment. I'm like, oh dude, we're gonna
You
catch some
do?
shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you should come to my house.
Yeah, we got Marianne.
Why do you think I chose
Yeah, we have
this
Marianne.
room?
Marianne likes to hang
Oh, did
out
I tell
here.
you Allie and I are roommates?
Yes, you did.
Did I say that? Allie and I are roommates.
You didn't
I
on the
have to
air, but
know.
like you did now.
Allie and I are roommates. So
Yeah,
if we
but
say our house, we're
we
not a couple. We
totally-
just live together.
We totally
Hello.
manifested each other into each other's experience. It was a pretty cool story. Well,
Oh yeah,
it's
it actually
really, I mean,
absolutely is.
yeah, it was-
But we're talking about dead people now.
yeah.
honey.
Let's. Oh, sir. You know what I think about dead people?
What do you
So
think
I
about
feel
dead
like okay. So here's the thing, right? So like we live through this experience, right? And then we come here and then we experience a lot of contrast and diversity and variety, and everything that you don't want is developing these desires of what you do. And so many people think you have to go through suffer and sacrifice and action and words to prove your sense of worthiness, but in reality, law of attraction is such a beautiful thing. And in order to be in that full state of alignment, which is most people think that we come here to seek, it's just what happens when you die. Like when you croak, in you go. You're just like absorbed back into the essence of everything. And so like,
So where do you think you go?
well, it's not about
She just said
where
the essence of everything.
It's not about where I go. It's about
Because
what
I'm
happens there.
wondering to like, okay, so you've said that, but then that cuts off the belief in afterlife and ghosts and everything else.
Well, no, not necessarily, because
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
I
Because
mean,
you're leaving that loophole.
I need
leaving
some
that-
I need some voiceover after we do this tonight.
Voiceover for what?
No, don't worry about it.
what's a voiceover? Like
Don't
you
worry.
want me to talk over
No,
you?
no.
She's doing a great job. Good job.
I am.
No,
Nailed it.
No.
That's right, you know.
No,
Yeah,
no.
don't
Well, I will explain.
You'll
After-
educate me.
I'll explain.
I'll
Explain.
explain,
I'll explain to you.
and Devin can record it.
All right.
So
Of what, the afterlife?
no. Oh my God! Just go on with your story, and I'll explain later.
Well, honestly, I'm just intrigued with the theory of just kind of where we go, right? I
Mhm.
mean, nobody knows exactly
Yeah.
where we come from or where we go.
Mhm.
But I think it's that, whatever you want to believe, you can believe it. So it's like if you think that you're going to go to heaven, maybe you'll go to heaven. Maybe you'll go wherever you want to go. I just think regardless of any religion or any, tale's tale, when you die, whatever it looks like, whatever you feel, whatever the experience is, whatever you think pure positive energy means, whatever you think unconditional love means, unconditional clarity, unconditional alignment, unconditional vitality, whatever that means to you, that's where I feel everything gets sucked back into. That's my opinion.
Okay, so
Okay.
that doesn't explain ghosts or why they're here, what they're here, what's the purpose.
I don't think I was going down that direction. I was more
The
so
purpose
focused on
is
death.
the
and
purpose
death
for
and
the
ghosts and-
purpose for the spirits or the / ghosts, whatever. In my mind, is they have unfinished business.
Thank you, and that's where I was going.
So I have
That's
a
where was
I have
going.
a
So that's what
theory.
you feel.
Yeah.
I have a theory about this.
Go ahead.
So my theory about
Can't
this
wait to
is
hear
that
it.
so what do you think? What do you think
I'm
the soul
very
consists
enthused.
of? Do you think that it's like energy? It's
Energy.
material. So it's energy. Okay.
Energy.
So
There's more energy than anything.
what do you think when you think of life?
But
what do
energy
you think
cannot
of
be created nor destroyed.
When I think of what?
when you think of life?
What
Like
do I
the
think
essence of life. What do you think it
of?
is?
Sucks.
I mean, that's your opinion of
Bro,
life, not the
bro,
essence. What do
no.
you think the essence of life is?
Well, I'm just
Sucks.
saying that sucks.
Hey, at least
mean,
you're,
all-
at
you
least
know
you're
wh-
staying general.
You know
At
what?
least you're
You know
staying
what?
general.
All of my life or whatever. I mean, it doesn't suck. I mean, right now it doesn't suck. I mean, well, sort of it does, but it does. There's special people in my life that makes my life better.
But those special people that you think make your life better are not here to make your life better. You're here to experience your life and to maintain this sense of satisfaction and happiness for
Oh, you have no idea what I've been through.
Oh, but see, that's the thing, right? That's just it comes
So-
down to the story we tell.
goes back to what we originally said. It's perspective.
It's all perspective.
So
It's
when,
all
when I
perspective.
take bad situations and what he takes bad situations are polar opposite.
What's a
Mhm.
lot of money to me may not be a lot of money to you.
Well, it's not
Absolutely.
even about that. It's
Well, money,
it's about
I mean, you
I
can
don't
make all
look
the
at-
money in the fucking world, and then when you die,
Yeah.
you can't take it with you.
Nope.
But the point that I was making
that's not the point.
was backing what you were saying up is perception, right?
Yeah.
Like what's big to me may be small to you. What's blue to me may be something else.
What's hard to you might be easy to me.
Well,
Yeah.
it's how people handle negative and adversity and how they handle negative situations, bad situations. Either you learn from it and you move on,
And I'm bad
knowing
at that.
that's where I'm going with this. That's why I said it's perception, because my perception is I look at it as a life lesson, and I'm going to take that information and that knowledge and use it going forward to A, not make that same mistake again, but B, also take that to use it as a tool to teach and, you know, and help others like that may have stumbled and gone through the same avenue or whatever. That's the whole reason why this podcast is here.
I mean, I get that. That's why we're here too, because you know, we all have perception. It really is all perception. Your whole world, your whole environment is perception. Like, you don't believe me? Like, go into a situation and just be happy.
Mhm.
Just say the kindest things, even if you don't feel it. Just be kind to people, and then see how they treat you back. And then if you did that to everyone and everyone treated you back, what would your perception be?
Well, you are, you know, what you put out.
Mhm.
So if you put out that positive energy, then hopefully that'll get projected. Perfect example of that today. I was driving and I'm like, man, I don't want to have to drive to the fucking dentist office. And this lady I passed just had this big old smile on her face when she passed me. And of course, I couldn't help but smile back. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know, and it for that split second made my day that much better.
And that's great, because all that was indicating you was law of attraction was showing you that even though you had this thought process that may have been more, you know, resembling an old past pattern that you're no longer aligned with, which is why instead of seeing somebody who cut you off to piss you off more, you experience somebody who was in that moment of positivity, because that's what you are mainly focused on, because it's wherever you put your attention is where your energy goes.
And in my thing too, to that a point, it's like I know when I've had bad things happen and bad breakups, and I've decided to go drink myself to stupor, that bad things have happened, and you know, it's like,
Oh yeah.
DWI. That's
Yeah.
So, and it's always because of
That happens
made
to
bad
everybody,
choices
though.
because, and it's like that negative because I'm putting out negativity and I'm attracting negativity and more negative shit happens.
Well, and that's all you're seeing too. It's all you
Yeah,
focus
exactly.
on.
And
Right.
how do you label negative energy, right? Because negative energy gets looked at as something where it's like, oh, this is really bad, and then this is okay, this is better. And negative energy, like negative emotion, right? I feel like
You okay over there?
negative
Yeah.
negative
Mr.
emotion.
Negativity over here.
Yeah, listen,
Mr.
listen.
Negativity.
The
No,
world
I'm
sucks.
listening.
Okay,
This podcast
no,
is just for you, Patrick.
No, Patrick,
You didn't know it, but it
what's
is.
so
It's
beautiful
just
about
for
you,
you.
Patrick, is this
Nothing.
despair that you may feel at times is indicating to you of these desires that your life has caused you to create, has caused you to ask for. Every experience you've had, when you're experiencing someone who's mean to you, you have this emotional response that you want them to be nicer. So in a lot of religions and, you know, within different perspectives of, you know, what it means to ask for something and then you'll receive it. So here you are living this life of contrast and experiencing what you don't want, which is creating what you do want. And in those moments without asking, we're in constant what you would call prayer. Meditation is that form of getting into a place where you're aligning yourself in that state to receive the things that you want to experience. So if you want to experience more money, the only way you can attract more money is by
Work for it.
here's the thing, there is not enough action that you can make up for not being aligned with the fullness of who you are, right? That inner that consciousness of that all knowing. Every single person is an extension of source energy, whether you label that as God or you label that as this divine, you know, constant flow of, you know, rainbows and butterflies, whatever you want to label it as, whatever makes you feel in tune with it. You're here experiencing life, just wanting to uplift. You want to experience what you want. And so we get so caught up in these problem-oriented issues, and we thought, I guess at one point in history as human beings, we should just scrape up all the problems and figure out a solution. And with law of attraction, everything you put out, everything you're emitting is coming back to you. So, you know, it's like if you want joyful experiences, you can't wait for something to manifest into your life to make you joyful, because the whole reason why you want that new car in your garage and the whole reason why you want that house to call your home is because you think you're going to manifest a certain emotion out of it. So if you can feel that emotion beforehand and experience that, you could be focused on the sunset. You could be focused on a really good whiskey that you like. I mean, it's limitless on what you can appreciate in life, because appreciation is a bigger has more magnetic force than meditation does, because meditation just puts you into a non-resistant state, which means your thoughts are stopped and you're no longer contradicting certain things that you want out of life because of certain beliefs that you were told to think or you experienced and then you came up with on your own. And a lot of people, with their core beliefs, they think, well, I'm unworthy. And if you feel like you're unworthy, you're going to experience a lot of things that law of attraction will bring you that's going to replicate that. And the reason why it's so uncomfortable is because you have this inner being who's directed undividedly at you going, you are worthy. That's what negative emotion is. It's just indicating to you that you've expanded into this larger part of yourself that life has caused you to become, and you're just not going. You're choosing that past point of view rather than looking from the past to the present moment.
So to expand off of that,
All right. Hey, I got a couple of comments here. Okay.
yeah, I was going to talk about that too, but I was going to try to find. Go ahead.
All right. Sorry. All right. Barney. I think Barney is back to the black thing.
Well, Ashley said something first, and then Byron said something.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, Ashley said, I've seen shadows out of the corner of my eyes,
there you
and
go.
I felt as if someone was there, but I saw nothing. And then Byron said, well, I was on the phone with my boyfriend at the time in the middle of the night. As I'm sitting there, I see this black fog shadow go across the kitchen. Scared the crap out of me.
See, I actually there was a black fog shadow. So one day, okay, so this is what April says. She says you simply have to open the door for them and invite them to leave. And if you feel like it's not resistance or you need help, then you call upon the Archangel Michael. That is what April says to do. And so one day my daughter was saying that she was just feeling really having a lot of anxiety. And so I invited anything that was dark in the house to leave. And I'm looking at her. I'm facing her.
Did she get up and leave?
No. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. She moved away to college. Should I?
So yes, you did.
No, but I was sitting there talking to her. I was looking at her, and her eyes went wide because this black shadow just kind of passed through the house and went out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And she was watching. It was behind me, and she was watching it. But I did see the dark come through It was like a shadow going over the sun. But it was inside the house.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird.
So how much drugs were?
None.
How much alcohol?
I mean, none. It was the middle of the day.
Any LSD, PCP, or anything like that?
Ayahuasca.
I've never even seen LSD or PCP.
Really?
Is PCP still a thing? Or people are like,
I don't even know
man, I
what that
totally
is.
did some
That's
PCP last.
Oh,
Oh,
is
I
it?
guess it is.
Should learn something new.
Acid. Piece of paper. Put it on your tongue.
Really? Is that how
Yeah.
you do that? What else do you do? All
I did that back in the 80s.
That explains so much today.
right. So, how are you feeling about being single? Let's completely change the subject. You want to date some dead girls? You want to date some ghosts?
Well, that would be awkward.
So weird.
How would the Christmas pictures turn out?
I
How
mean,
would you
kind of
be able to
ethereal, I would imagine.
How would one fornicate with a ghost exactly?
It might be the
my
best
God.
ever. It'd probably be more clean
So
up for
many
you, though.
mental images in my head. It's
Didn't that one movie? It's like
Yeah, there's
scary,
probably a couple
scary
movies.
Scary Movie 2 or Scary Movie 4,
Oh,
and that he literally
ew.
like
Ew. I
had
think it was
this
the
full
first
ex-
one.
full experience.
The first one. It
Isn't
was the
that-
first one.
It's
Don't remember.
it's the second one.
But
the
this
second
is this is all
Wait,
you need to
isn't
word.
that-
This is the one word it would take to describe that scene.
Oh God.
Splattering.
splattering. Yeah. That was literally my mental image. Is like, so whenever, yeah.
Splattering.
Then you see the shape of.
I think it put
Oh my
Like-
God.
however much imagination you put into it, it becomes real.
There was a movie actually called The Invisible Man, and I was thinking, I was watching that, and I'm like, so.
I mean, you never
Good
know.
movie too, by the way.
I've never heard of it.
Go check it out. It's fairly new.
I had the girl
It's
that
new.
Handmaid's
Oh.
Tale. Handmaid's Tale is about to start their next season. If anybody didn't know,
It's about what?
Handmaid's Tale.
What about it?
So good. So it's on like
It won.
it's on
Oscars
Hulu.
or something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing.
Is it?
So basically, it's
a
set like
series,
in
right?
modern times, where a church group has risen up and taken over the United States of America.
Mhm.
They like took over everything, and so it took everything
not
back.
Westboro Baptist Church, is it?
I mean, it's kind of based on it.
I
So it
know.
takes
You know where I was going with
everybody back to like the Puritan times where men were rewarded handmaids, and so because there's a shortage on them being able to have children, they like give these women to these families to be surrogates for their children. And
So the movie's not about bags.
So
I have a-
it's about it's a
Hey.
very interesting
I
story.
was like, this sounds
I have
stupid
a
as shit ever. It's about handbags. It's dumb.
no.
It's-
I have a handmaid.
What?
Oh my god!
I have a handmaid. She lives in McKinney.
Oh my gosh.
I have one
Patrick,
too. It's
so
named.
funny.
Her name's Rosie.
Patrick's so funny.
No, I said I have a handmaid. She lives in McKinney.
I'm glad that you're talking, Patrick.
What does she do for you?
Yeah, Patrick.
She
She's
handmakes
listening.
his
I know
bags.
she's listening. She's probably saying not anymore.
Does your girlfriend know about your handmaid, Patrick?
She is my handmaid.
Oh,
Yeah.
that just sounds dirty.
If you only knew.
And I will never.
I don't think
Let's
she'll
be clear.
comment.
Does
I don't think she'll comment.
Patrick, what does a modern times handmaid do
Yeah, exactly.
in McKinney?
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Do you Uber her or do you go drive to see her? Or, I mean, what do you want to do?
I go see her.
You go see her.
I go see her.
Like literally all the
I-
time.
all the time. I stay with her. I
What,
mean,
what do you do for her? What does she do for you?
Oh, she's not just on
don't
the
worry
internet.
about that.
She's not just your internet girlfriend.
No.
Okay, just making
It's
sure.
not
Just checking
cyberbase.
me.
That's
No.
good.
So, I have some questions. First of all, how did you meet?
We met on Tinder. We
I knew
did.
that.
I love
So
that.
did
Love it first.
Yeah.
I love that.
sight.
I didn't know you can meet handmaids on Tinder.
No, I have a
Yeah.
Is
deeper
there a
question.
special section on Tinder for
I
that?
have.
Yeah,
I
it
have
says
a-
handmaids.
Hey,
Select.
I have deeper questions.
I
for
need to
Patrick.
change my profile
She
now.
has
If
a-
you insert
Hey,
a
Hey, you know
handmaid,
what? She hasn't said anything yet.
I am
so
now
I don't
hiring
know
for
what-
handmaids.
How does the
Y'all heard this
algorithm
here.
work?
Patrick, I have a question.
She
Is this the first woman that you met on Tinder?
yeah.
The very first. You're like
What?
opened
Very
up the
first.
app and you're
Yeah.
like swiped right, and she said show up, and you
Actually,
did.
I have been on there. I mean, I've been on there like a week or so, or whatever, and she's the one that came to me.
Oh, wow.
So-
Brown
Fascinating.
chicken
Yeah.
cow.
Yeah. So she's cool. I mean,
I mean, you like her. She's
yeah, I do. I like her,
But-
and I mean, I like being around her. So
yeah.
So-
How long have you been dating? 5 days.
6 months. Something like
5
that.
minutes.
Oh, you're in the.
5-6 months.
You're actually out of the oxytocin phase because oxytocin lasts in the system for 3 months. So you're kudos to you. Now you're like on real feelings.
So
That's
this
awesome.
is
Oh,
this
so
is
that's
no
that
longer a
3 month.
conditional choice. It's more unconditional.
It's
a
more
choice
he
he's
is
willing to
it's
choose.
a choice he's willing to choose.
Wow.
Absolutely. That
Yeah.
means so much
So
more.
so did you start calling her a handmaid, or is that like
No,
your
this
resume
is the
somewhere?
first time.
So
This
did
is the
you, like,
first
call
time-
her? You're
This
set her
is the
there.
handmaid.
I
Yeah.
think I'm really confused on what a handmaid is because based on the television show, I didn't know those people exist
I
in
thought
our
it was
era.
fucking literally a handmade bag or some shit. I'm like, what the
I
fuck
thought
is
it was
this?
No,
something
I
that
thought it was
girls
a
used on a lonely
handmade,
Saturday
you know.
night.
Oh, you mean like a
Like a hand job?
prostitute?
Yeah,
Like your personal escort that
She's
you
a hand job.
pay
She's a
her
personal
bills.
hand job, Betty.
That's
You're a
it. The
sugar-
personal hand job
So
thing.
It's
you're
a
a sugar
hand job
daddy.
made. I think
Yeah.
that's what Patrick
So
is trying to say about his girlfriend a while ago. And
She hasn't said nothing yet. So
well,
maybe
hopefully
might
she
be
didn't
pissed.
see
I
that
don't
because
know.
I would be.
So you found a sugar baby on Tinder?
Well, she
Actually,
she could
technically, yeah.
she could
yeah,
take
how old is she?
she can take the jokes. So that's,
Good.
I'm glad she can.
I'm glad she can too, honey. I'm glad you're happy.
She
How
took
old
the
is she?
jokes.
46.
46. How old are you? Do you mind if I ask?
Old.
Older.
Older.
85.
You're 85. God, you look good.
85.
I look fucking
God,
great for
God, you look
85.
good. Botox? Is it
Yeah, you fucking do.
Botox?
I look good
You
for
look
fucking
very good. 85? Wow.
85.
I can't believe you can like sit up like that.
No, I believe I can't still get it up either. So
Wow.
Hey.
You know,
I actually have a
might
funny
just be your
story.
Best friend.
So one time when I was a massage therapist, I had this woman that used to come in. She was an elderly lady, and she used to come in, and her name was Candace, and she'd be like,
Did you help her get it up?
No, I was a massage therapist,
By the
not a
hem
whore. But
detail.
thanks for the core.
I don't know what kind of
Whatever.
massage therapy.
No, anyway, she would come in at work and she'd be like, "Oh, Dixie, I met a man the other day on the Yahoo."
On
And
the Yahoo?
on the Yahoo. And
Is
she
Yahoo
goes,
even still around?
No, this was a long time ago.
Okay.
She's like, I loved my husband, but I hadn't had sex in 5 years before he passed because he was sick. And so the other day I met myself a gentleman on the Yahoo, and he invited me over for sex, and I went.
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, you did?" And she goes, "I did." And she goes, "And don't you know, he had a little Smoky."
Oh,
If you
disappointment.
haven't had sex in 6 years, you don't want a little Smoky. You want a big sausage.
Want to kill Balsa.
I didn't blame her. I thought it was funny.
Oh, poor
That is
thing.
funny.
Bless her heart. You waited that long for disappointment.
Well, apparently, and then she met her gentleman. But my point being was that he was older and didn't have any issues, never needed Viagra. And
But he had a mini sausage.
No, there was a different one.
Oh, okay.
Her future.
No, I'm 55.
55.
Hey, 55 is a great number.
Yeah.
Oh God, Mr.
Is it? I will never
Pessimistic.
be 55, so good for you.
Yeah. Well,
So earlier you were like something about life, and you commented that it sucks. I would like to go back to that.
okay. Yeah. And
Dun, dun, dun.
Not about
Should we
and,
leave you
but
guys alone?
why do you feel as if life sucks?
Yes, therapist.
it
Therapist
feels
Allie.
like that life has taken away a lot of important things away from me.
Go on.
Mom, Dad, me having a heart attack,
Mhm.
me having a collapsed lung when I worked at Southwest. Issues with my son when he was younger. Everything was my fault. When me and his mother split up, everything was my fault.
So
Molly didn't really know much.
So when you think about all of that, how would you describe that as an emotion? Guilt, blame, shame,
Disappointment.
Disappointment.
disappointment
Mhm.
in
Yeah,
what?
you knew.
Other people?
No, just
yourself.
disappointment in life.
In yourself.
That these people
Because of your
that
life
were his-
experience. Because a part of you knows that everything in life that you experience is all within your own doing.
It
Right?
wasn't my fault that Mom and Dad is dead.
No.
It's not my fault
It's not your
that-
fault that anything happens. It's not a blame game. Is the point that I'm making? It's not your fault.
Was this a therapy session?
I just want Patrick. There's just so much happiness surrounding around you, but you keep pulling your umbrella up. Stop holding down the cork. Just let the cork float, my guy.
You know what?
There's
I
so much
actually,
beautiful things that life.
I
wants
actually
to
had
give
this
you.
conversation just today because I'm going to tell you the secret of being happy.
Yeah. What is it?
You live in this moment. Like you have the best possible
That is something
time
that
we're
is something
having
that is
at
something
this moment.
that is something that I'm currently working on.
Yes, and I've been working on it too. Oh, no hype.
Oh, am I
damn.
leaving you hanging?
Don't leave her hanging.
I mean, I hope that gets on.
So let me
camera.
ask you this, Patrick.
I'm working on it.
Patrick, how do you feel right now?
What do you mean?
What would make you the
Well, you remember how
happiest
you
that
felt
could
when
be
you
right
first sat down.
You should be so.
How do you
damn
feel right now?
proud.
Oh, how I feel right now? I feel okay right now. I mean, I still
Hey.
feel some of it, but I
Hey.
mean, I feel okay.
You know what?
There you go.
Let me tell you something about the emotional scale. All right.
Oh my
If
god!
you're feeling
Why all of a
despair-
sudden you go with a country accent?
Why do you
What-
have to
what-
go with the
if-
southern accent?
Yeah, what happened?
So
All
listen.
of a sudden,
Listen to this.
her
right?
therapy mode
Allie
goes
is
in. Her,
checking in. Hey, we're all.
Hey, you can take the girl out of Texas, but you can't take
hey, Patrick,
Texas out of the girl.
her therapist multi-personality just came out.
You can
Yep,
definitely,
sure
you
did.
can definitely Venmo me or however you want to pay me for this. But what I will say is that when you're in despair, right, you can't make that jump to joy. But you know what you can do? You can reach for relief. And you know what? You know what? From despair.
Are you preaching to me?
From despair.
Preach on, girl. Preach on.
No.
Revenge feels a little bit better than despair. So I'm pretty sure that revenge is not so much of a bad thing, but it can be because if you stay there, that's why people
This is how
kill
girls
each other.
like throw bricks through boys'
and
windows.
honestly,
Just saying.
this is why you have to move up the emotional scale, right? You got to reach for a better feeling. And in despair, resentment and revenge and just like people are so stupid, that type of mindset, you can
Negative.
that's better than being really fucking sad. But then it's like you just don't want to stay at these stages that you enter into, right? Because it's all phases. It's like phases of the moon. Emotions fluctuate, life is not that deep. Don't take it so serious. You at 55, my friend, and the fact that you are learning to be in the present moment, I'm real fucking proud of you, Patrick.
Yeah.
I'm fucking proud of you, because a lot of people out here just live in the way that they want to live, and at least you're
Not even the way they
least
want to
you-
live, the way they think they should be living.
the way that they're confused.
And that's why I stay off of social media.
Yeah, I need to.
Because you see like the highlight clips of everybody. Like, what the fuck's the point of watching that?
There's so much.
It's like watching a movie and only seeing the good fucking parts of the movie. You're not building up, the antagonist, the protagonist. You're not building the climax. You're not like, all you're seeing is the ending. Like, what the fuck? Stupid.
It's so social media.
Social media. What?
You know
What does
Social
your
media-
southern?
It's
I
so
think
crazy.
social media is lovely. I think
You
it's
know what? It is,
nice.
because it's this duality of things.
I think it's real
There's a
honest.
lot of
If-
there's a lot
Real
of
We
honest.
should all base our
there's a lot of
perceptions off
idiot
of
people
social
out on social media.
There's a lot of different kind of peoples out in the open, in the ocean. You know what
And
I'm
most of
saying?
them are
They're
on my
just floating
Facebook dating
everywhere.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're usually called illegals.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
And most
don't
of them
talk-
are on my dating site.
Oh boy, oh boy, so much contrast in this conversation, but we're building
All right, we'll
rockets
keep it
of
rolling,
desires. Yeah, let's go,
So
Patrick. I'm glad to see you
let's,
happy.
I want to, you know what? I'm glad that you're helping
Reaching for
Patrick here,
happiness.
but I think we need to focus. Devin's the one that's heartbroken.
Oh,
here.
Devin, you're going through it. That look. That's all. It doesn't have to be.
Here's why I
generalize it.
don't get upset and don't let things bother me. It's like I only worry about the things that I can control. I can't control other people, and I can't control situations. So why am I going to stress?
Patrick,
and
why'd you do that?
worry about that?
Patrick, why did you?
I didn't say anything.
You didn't. You but you snorted.
I didn't
There
say
was a-
nothing.
Are you not taking what he's saying seriously, or am I?
Yeah,
just
Patrick, go ahead.
assuming?
No,
Like it, like-
I'm just listening.
You're being in the moment. Good for you, Patrick. Continue, Devin. I'm sorry for interrupting.
So my thing isn't like I don't let things that I can't control bother me, because what's the point of getting spun up and aggravated and upset about things that I can't control? It's pointless,
Yeah.
Are you ready to start dating yet?
No.
I think fuck dating. I think what you're
Thank
just
you.
talking about is really what
I agree.
I think
I'm
that's
just
really
kidding. I was just commenting
No,
on the
no.
fact that people jump right out of one end to the other.
That's my thing, and
I
that was
love-
the old
it's
saying. It said
true.
the best way to get over somebody is
Let's
to
get
get
under
under
somebody.
somebody. And
the
I'm
Yeah.
like,
only person you should get under is you should back yourself up, because fuck everybody else. Just
That's
Yeah,
pretty
you
much
know, when I
lead
started
you and
dating,
want other people.
My
Lead
ex said,
yourself.
"Look, I'm on Facebook dating, and I have all these girls talking to me." And I said, "Let me check that out."
Thanks for the idea.
Thanks for the day later we both started dating other people.
wow.
Well,
that sounds like true love.
No,
What
you
is
know what?
nobody
love?
It's
ever.
not, and I'm definitely like a total shit show. Like, you should not date me. Like, no one should date me.
I could have
Dixie,
told
hey,
you that after
hold
the
up.
first podcast.
Oh my gosh! Look, Dixie,
Yes,
you
my
are
love.
not a shit show.
Thank you. I'm
But
really
that's
not
why
a
you
shit-
belong
I'm not a
on this
shit
show, because
This shit show is a shit show.
There you go.
I mean, you should just invite
You
me
might as
more
well
often.
start.
Makes for great content.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it would. You know what?
I
It
mean-
really, honestly, I'm actually doing really fucking good.
Yeah, life is awesome right now.
Life is so awesome
We
for me
are-
right now. Like, I am like killing it on every level. Like, I am making the most money I've ever made my whole life. I have 2 really fun roommates. I found a roommate that Allie and I met each other at karaoke because we both sing. And so we met Jax, and Jax, he raps and he also sings beautifully. And so we're going to turn our office into a studio. And I just kind of manifested this all for myself because, I ended my relationship and I fucking could.
Mhm.
I was like, well, hell yeah. So I'm
Well, I
living
mean,
like,
you could always end a relationship just as much as you can begin on.
well, the thing is, I didn't want to end the relationship until I found out that he was doing drugs, and and then that I already know where that's going to end.
So was that the catalyst of the final?
Well, you know what it is. So like this person, had a really bad problem with alcohol, and then they borrowed my car, and I go to pick my car up, and I find more alcohol in my car that they were planning on drinking that day while they were working. And then I found pills in my car. When I got home, I was cleaning my car out, and I found pills. Like,
What were they? Were they ecstasy or what?
no, it was like Xanax and stuff. But like
Patrick's favorite pill.
But like, apparently he was like taking hydro.
Man, there ain't nothing
and,
wrong with
like, He was a
Xanax.
pill addict. He was a pill addict though. But you know,
Oh,
the
he
thing
was.
is, yeah, and the thing is like I've been around enough addicts. You know, I'm 47 years old. I've seen your shit. I've like lived it through other people. I don't need to live it for myself to know. So I ended the relationship, even though there was a lot of love. I still love me more.
Love that. That was a beautiful way of saying it.
Well, I mean, I did definitely love me, not to put me through that. So.
I mean, you can go back and, you know, the patterns of the past, but, you know, everybody that comes into our experience, we attract them, and you really just have to take accountability for how you were a cooperative component into why they're in your life, regardless of what they did or didn't do.
Is she a fucking therapist?
Apparently, she missed her calling.
No,
it's
So
never
do you do this to these little kids
It's
at your
different.
nanny?
She absolutely does.
Yeah.
You know what? It's
So let me
amazing,
tell
though.
you, little 5-year-old, this is your problem with life.
No, I don't talk
It's
about the
all
problem.
about
I
your
talk about how they are the solution in their own experience. That's what
Exactly.
That's
It's
what,
never a problem. It's called a challenge.
Well, it's not that problems don't exist, but problems are what give us reason to have a solution in the
You know,
first
that's the
place.
fourth time that you've gotten up to go.
I know. Are you okay?
Hey,
Do I need to get you some
no.
Depends for the next time?
Shh. Hush your mouth. Actually, do whatever you want, but you know, live or live.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Patrick? Do you wish you had some ecstasy?
Hell yeah, this would be a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
different
that'd
show.
I've never done that before.
No, I wish
You know,
I wish I had. I mean,
ecstasy-
I wish I had a little bit of acid. That'd be great.
Okay, but do you realize that every
Instead of
chemical-
seeing one of you, I would. I would see probably
Wait,
about
so
6 or 7
12.
of you, and I would
you
be
imagine?
going just
we could
6
do-
or
what the
7
fuck?
therapists at the same time?
6 or 7 hours.
Would they be arguing with each
What
other?
the fuck?
You know
I mean,
what,
which
if-
one's talking to me?
No, if that were the case, I just want you to know you would have like it would be like one of those TikTok edit videos. And I'm not much on TikTok, but I've seen people like, you know, there'll be like 7 of them. They'll do dance routines.
Yeah.
If that was happening to you, I would gladly, I would hands down really perform for you.
No. Okay. All right.
Dancing, you know, like, you know, dancing.
Thank you for saying dancing, because when you said you would perform for him and you left that big pause, I'm like,
I didn't though because I just
Soundbite.
expressed-
I'm glad.
I just
I'm
talked
glad
about the
you said
dancing
that.
aspect.
I like the big long pause. Dancing.
Do you realize that performing
Automatically
has
thought
so
about a
much more
pole
to
right
do
here.
with than
Right?
just, like, oh boy,
That's
that's
terrible.
really where you went in your mind as a man. I'm not even.
I'm just
surprised.
kidding. I'm
Can't
just
really
kidding.
No, you're not joking.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Okay, whatever.
I'm just kidding, Patrick. You could be joking. I like your sense of humor. You know, I feel like
It's
I'm
dry.
myself.
I have a dry sense.
Why?
I have a dry sense.
Is that what that's?
of
I thought it was crusty.
humor.
I think you went a little too dry there.
It's a little dry.
Moisturize, babe.
Could be wet.
It could be. I mean,
Someone would
where's your
Our
hand?
voice.
Where's your hands made?
If only someone would perform.
Yeah. Okay. Next subject.
So speaking of Patrick, what you said
What?
about the pole situation.
Dancing?
Yes. I got a nice little video.
Oh my god.
Perfect timing.
Oh god.
The real reason why the wheel was invented.
Somebody come get her. She's dancing on the street.
You see her doing that?
She said she was going to perform. And
And there's
wait a minute.
There she was.
Dancing.
There she was.
How did we get on this conversation?
You totally
She
just lied.
started. She
Wait,
she
no,
said that she
No,
was
no,
going.
no,
She said that she
Patrick,
was going to
I'm
perform.
sorry, Patrick. You started this by making the correlation between perform and whatever that video was, and how that resembles in your
No, I
perception of life. No, I did it.
No, I
let's
didn't.
cut back the
Somebody
tape.
come get Patrick.
Patrick
He's
dancing
dancing like a stripper. Let's just objectify Patrick.
Yeah,
Patrick, I'm
I
gonna need
think
you
you
to stand up
want
and take off
that.
all your clothes.
Patrick, do you want to get up on a pole and dance like that? Because
Nope.
there's something in me feels as if you want that for you.
What? No.
He said that with I don't believe you, Patrick.
He said, me?
He was like
I
that whole
would
like
never.
your octave went what?
I thought this
No,
was
I'm
going to be about
curious.
Devin,
Too
not
fine.
me.
Devin.
It's
I'm
always
I'm
about
like
you,
Teflon,
Patrick.
man.
No, it's
I
not
know
always
every
about
fucking
me.
You were the star of your own movie, my dear.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, uh-huh.
No.
This is 4 different like perceptions coming into one. I mean, who knows what you're over there
Patrick, what'd you
thinking
do to
about?
Allie? You're in trouble.
The what?
I said, Patrick, what'd you do to Allie? You're in trouble.
I didn't do
anything
anything
to-
to her.
He can't do anything to me.
I'm just kidding. He's cranky.
I'm not cranky.
No, you know what Patrick is? Patrick is a searcher. But I want Patrick to become a seeker.
Oh,
Change it.
Seek it.
You don't have to find anything. Things will find
my
you, Patrick.
God.
I don't even. What does that mean, Allie?
I think Patrick knows what it means. I just
I don't think Patrick does. I'm looking at Patrick's face right now, and nothing in his face is telling me that he gets it.
You will. Like the 5-year-old that I hang out with, who's really cool, by the way. If she gets it, you can't too, Patrick. Trust me. Because
Well-
you're 55. 55 and 5. 555. Look that up because I'm sure that might mean something for you.
Oh my God. I thought this was going to be about Devin, not me.
You thought wrong, bitch.
Hey,
Well, okay.
Let's
So,
not make-
question, Devin. I'm like,
Oh shit.
well, because Patrick needs the heat off him for a minute. Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Patrick, I
How
already
do you,
love
how
you.
do you feel? Like, how do you
What?
feel about dating again?
What?
Honestly, I really have no desire at
Like,
all.
absolutely none.
0.0
See, I'm hiding.
100 millionth power.
Yeah.
I'm hiding now. You know, I am sure. I am glad that this hood is not white.
We are too, Patrick. We are.
I'm glad it's red. Well, red is.
I mean,
bad
it is kind of
too.
pointy. Yeah, is it the
Red. That's the.
Klansman, like the elite guy?
Don't say it. It's. I know it's the head of the.
I don't even know what the name is, but yeah, it's that guy.
It's the head of the Democratic Klansman. So
Democratic. Why's he got to
What?
be Democratic?
Dude,
for fun?
What? I don't even. What?
He always got to throw politics in there.
oh, hey, look, Don is watching. Don Irving.
Start up the
Hey, if
community.
I have
you're
a
watching,
question.
say hello.
What's up, Don?
Say at least hello.
Are you pretty
Shit.
knowledgeable in politics?
I am.
Fucking hate politics.
I want to
They're
know.
all corrupt.
Why are you messing with my?
I want to know what it
Boom
takes
arm.
to start your own political party. Is it just like you register it,
Just
like you pay
snort.
$50 and you can
You
start
just
your own
snorted.
political party?
Add like a
Your
couple,
boom arm?
5,
I don't
6
know
more
what that is.
zeros.
This is
but
my
yeah.
boom arm.
Takes a lot of money. Basically, that's all it is.
To develop, what do you mean? We'll talk about it later.
My thing is like I'll get into politics and I'll believe in all that stuff whenever they like actually have a platform.
But see, this is what I want to say. It's like,
What?
the thing is, I don't see, why can't you
Mhm.
start your own political party? And in the process of doing
We can
so,
start the
do
Martin
your
political
whole
party.
campaign
I wanna run for
online
governor.
because people have become stars. Why do you have to spend all of this money? And then
Thank-
you don't take bribes.
That's where I was going, but you interrupted me. Thank you,
And you're welcome.
I want to be governor.
Governor.
I want to be governor.
Of
No.
what?
Texas.
No R's in it, just governor.
I want to be governor.
Sorry, governor.
Yeah,
Yeah, so, I mean-
I want to be governor.
Would you like a tapping?
My thing is like have it like not like American Idol, but like imagine like baseball cards and American Idol, like mix the two together and be like, here's my stats.
No, I'm talking like realistically. Like
I
I'm
know, but
talking
that's what
about,
I
like,
am
I'm
too.
talking about people who are like, I want somebody who inspires me to be an.
That's my
American
point.
man.
If you had their stats and you knew what they stood for, all of them, you would be voting for them and not the party.
I think that invites too much of the
what?
smear campaigns.
That you believe.
Hey, Ashley said that should vote for me.
I mean,
So that'd be good. That's one vote.
Ashley, you
One
lost
vote.
points with me. I'm sorry, Ashley.
One vote. I got one
All right, if you
fucking vote.
vote for Patrick, I don't know. What
Anybody
want
want to vote for me for governor?
See, I could never
I
be
mean-
governor because, or any type of political figure. 'cause
I would need.
I can't be bought and I can't be sold.
Well, I would need a higher dosage of Xanax.
And
If
I will go
if I
against
was
the grain,
governor.
no matter if I have everybody and their mom against me. Like if I believe in something, I'm gonna go forward until proven otherwise.
Well, I would
Until,
lock
know.
down. I would lock down the border.
Jesus Christ.
I would lock down the. Hey, you know what? I was
God,
talking to her about this last night. If I was governor,
Yeah.
I would have a.
Why not just seize them and have them build the
No.
fucking wall?
You know what?
There's free labor.
I would have
Jesus Christ.
at.
I would like to know
At the
that I
New
do
Mexico-
not share all the opinions of everyone on this podcast.
No, listen. I would.
I'm just here, man.
I would have border patrol at the New Mexico-Texas border and the Colorado-Texas border, and people that they would have to have passports from California to come in.
What?
What?
They would. Nah, never
What?
mind. I said that wrong.
California passports to come in. What? If
I don't
they-
want nobody else from California to come in, so I would just shut
Texas.
it down.
Got you.
And then we had.
You said it the exact opposite.
So you're talking about the national immigrants, not the international.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
See,
So-
he's already fired as governor. He doesn't even know
Yeah,
fucking
you-
state lines.
I don't believe you.
International
I don't
lines.
believe in you now, Governor. I don't. think
Governor,
you're
you
on
fired
foreign
already.
policy.
I'm governor.
You hadn't even made it your first day. You fired.
I don't even think
I
you
would
can
be
make it through foreign policy
assassinated. I would
at
be
all.
assassinated. I would be assassinated.
Yeah, 'cause
first
you
day.
pissed
Day
off
one.
everybody.
Day one.
I would be
Like, who's this
assassinated
fuck-
first day.
Fucked hard.
Who the fuck is this Patrick Martin governor? Governor Patrick
Governor.
Martin. Who the hell is this?
Y'all still talking about politics?
No, because we're changing the subject. Let's talk about what are we going to talk about? Let's talk about
Went from sex. to
let's talk about your
politics.
first love.
Sex, babies, politics. Okay, yeah.
Now I'm talking love.
Love. Okay.
Talk about your first. Tell me your first love story.
Doesn't have to be with a person.
It absolutely fucking
Whoa.
does have to be with the person. This is not that podcast.
Rosie and her 5 friends came
Oh my
over one night.
Who's Rosie?
Right here. Hi, how you doing? Rosie Palms. Have you met her? Hi.
Anyway,
Okay.
you were saying your first love.
My first love would actually ironically be at Destin, Florida.
Mm.
And I was probably fuck, I can't even remember how old I was at the time. But I was young, met this girl.
I
went-
remember how old I was. Go ahead.
and met this girl. We went actually started talking to her mom first because I was like, hey, the best way to get to this girl is talk to her mom, right? Because in comfort type thing.
Stacy's mom has got it going on.
So I started talking to her mom or whatever, and then like, you know, of course she comes over, and then we like start talking about fishing, this, that, and the other. And so we end up getting a fishing trip together. We go on the like 8-hour cruise, and we like fish together and all this stuff. And then we ended up going to dinner and stuff later that night. And then her and I went and played mini golf, and it's part of the reason why like I love Destin so much. But she was from England. She was actually in town visiting her family for the holidays. And so, of course, the accent and everything else, I was just like,
Oh, she's the one that got away.
she is the one that got away. And then my dumbass got all of her information right and wrote it on a fucking napkin. Guess what I was wearing? Bathing suit. Guess what happened to that napkin?
If you're out there,
Disintegrated.
You were a
Emily,
dumbass for
Meredith,
doing that.
Margaret, whatever your name is now,
Jane.
Jane, if you hear him,
But I do have some crazy.
David is calling to you, darling. He's calling to you. He met you. Where was it, darling? Where was it, love?
Destin Florida.
Destin, Florida. What year?
I can't remember the year. I'll have to.
Oh, God. He was
It was a
so
long
much.
time ago.
How old were you? How old was she? Do you know?
I think she's like a year or two younger than me.
Oh, you cheeky little tot. Yeah, then what happened?
And so anyway,
And
so for years and years,
So she's like 22. You were 22 at the time, darling.
Yes.
Jane, call Devin. He's on Facebook. Find his podcast. It's lovely.
okay. So that being said,
It's going to happen now. I just
no,
manifested
I
it.
already found her.
Oh,
That's
shit.
what I was
Never
trying
mind.
to explain. But you're like,
My story is way more fun.
No, this is way better. Hold on. This is better than anything you could imagine. So I went through Facebook, Instagram, and all that sort of stuff years and years ago to try to find this girl, right? Well, I ended up finding somebody that had shared the exact same name and everything, happened to be in England. And so like I was messaging her trying to see if it was the same person. Well, ended up finding out it wasn't the same person, but she ended up being like a former supermodel and this, that, and the other. And her dad owns BP fucking oil. And so she was like buku rich. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. Everybody says they're fucking millionaires, billionaires, and everything online. And so she was like, well, I'll fly you out to come visit me on New Year's if you want to. So I'll prove to you that, I am everything that I said I am. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. So all of a sudden, these tickets come in my email, first class, British Airways to England. And I was like, oh shit, like this is like legit, like gonna happen. And so I went, visited her, hung out with her. Obviously, it wasn't the same person that in Destin or whatever.
But better.
But better. Well, no, because I find out when I was there that she had cancer and like she was literally like on her like last leg. And so like she just wanted to like have fun before she passed. And then I found out like about a year after I visited her, she passed away. And so it was like, yeah, talk about twists and turns.
A Fault in Our Stars, anyone? Tears. And tears.
So then I ended up actually finding the real one and then come to find out that she's married and has 2 kids and got a whole life of her own and everything else. But I mean, we're cool. We're friends and everything else. But it was just crazy how like everything turned out and like in the search of trying to find this person, this other adventure and this other story happened.
That's like what do they call that? A cute meet or meet cute? What is it?
I have no idea.
I mean, you were in the film industry.
Uh-huh.
When 2 characters meet, like a cute meet.
Patrick.
What?
Cute meet cute.
Patrick knows more about film stuff than I did.
Whenever it films, when two main characters meet, 2 romantic characters meet, they call it like a cute meet or a meet cute or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's something like that because that actually happened on one of my sets. So I mean, those 2 are like finally engaged now, and they've been together for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's a pretty great story, though. That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, so
mine was more fun though. You should have just gone with it. We could have had a go fun and be like, Emily's everywhere. Oh, sorry, Jane's everywhere. Please call Devin. He's lonely. He says Harry soon. He's losing hope.
Yeah, so Kayla commented on the other Jane. She said that like she knew that I was dating Kayla afterward, and she actually invited Kayla and I to stay at her not condo, but she had a house in Spain on the ocean. And she invited Kayla and I, and then I was like messaging her, and I didn't hear from her, so apparently that's when she passed away.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And I found out like a year later that, she had passed away. And the only reason why I found that out is because her daughter posted on her Facebook saying that she had passed away. That's how I found out, which was kind of like, damn.
That's a sucky way of finding out.
No shit, man. It was pretty. I was like, fuck, I feel bad. Like I couldn't be there. Like I couldn't go to the funeral. Like I had no idea.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Death sucks.
Yeah, love story turned into a tragic story. Such is my life.
Let's write a movie and make millions.
It's par for the course.
It is par for the course.
But anyway, so your story.
Allie, your story.
Oh, what the fuck? You can't just
I have so many stories. Which one would you like?
We said the first one.
The very first.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We're all fucking here.
So
We're all fucking here.
We're all fucking
my
here.
first love, his name was Philip. Everybody always he was like it was the 90s, right? And so he's very Marky Mark. And I was very like, oh my God, I love you forever. And yeah, that was like my first love.
Mark Wahlberg.
And we met in high school.
Love that. High school sweethearts.
I mean, kind of. And then like later in life, we hooked back up and like for like 5 seconds and then like broke up.
I always kind of wanted to have that. That high school love story type of thing.
But do you really
I'm so
though?
cliche.
Do you really though?
I'm so like hopeless romantic.
Like imagine though, like the reality of that.
So no, and here's where it gets twisted because I actually graduated up in Missouri, but I was only there for 2 years, and I wouldn't want to marry anybody in that fucking school.
Hey, I know where. I know where mine is.
And here's the crazy part: like if you look at the people that I graduated with down here, in Texas, they all look very well for their age, versus Missouri or Misery, as I call it.
Yeah.
They all look like fucking dumpster
Haggard.
fires,
Haggard.
weathered.
It's
the
like you never
storm.
did see a makeup tutorial, did you, darling?
I don't think makeup can cure stupidity.
And it sure can. Sure cannot. In fact, it can encourage it in some areas.
Right?
I know
Oh,
it
you're
has
so
for me.
pretty.
I
You're
know.
so pretty.
Oh, you think I'm pretty? Will you marry me and give me babies? Oh my gosh, I think you're so pretty.
Oh my
I think
God.
you're so pretty. Oh, like, I think you're pretty too.
Oh, I was talking about the dog.
I know.
So are we. So are we.
I have a Maltese. Her name is Poppy, and she like whenever she gets excited, her whole body shakes, and so I was like, I think you're really pretty too. And anyway, that's what we were talking about.
I just.
It's
Anyway.
adorable. If you saw it, it was
Adorable.
funny. If you fucking saw it, Devin, like, don't
Okay.
stop judging us. We're two single women living a home alone.
All right. You got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
Like excited about
So,
our
Allie,
dogs
your
being
turn. First love.
What's my first love?
Yeah.
Oh, my first love.
Try to speak into
Look
it.
at that smile.
Mm,
Look at that smile. Damn it.
My first love. Well,
It was like
my-
yesterday. His name was Grant. No, I'm kidding.
I know
I don't know
someone.
anybody named Grant, by the way.
Oh, I do. I think I know a couple of people named Grant.
Nice.
It's relevant. Anyway, my first love story. Well, I'm gonna stay very general on this because details. They don't.
Devil is in the details.
The devil
So you
is in
know.
the details, exactly. And I don't want to really. I don't want to, build momentum on any type of way I don't want to feel. So,
But, Allie, why don't you want to feel that kind of way?
just because, like, I've always been someone who's always been in love with the idea of love. And where I'm at right now at 24, I realize life is so much more intoxicating when I'm fulfilled within myself rather than being dependent on someone else, So, but this love story, definitely my first love, first real relationship I would consider, because I dated, but, and this was my first time really feeling that oxytocin, And it was someone very close to me, someone I knew for many, many years. What's the point of this? What do you want to know about this love story?
We want to hear your first love. Like,
just
what
wanted to know
happened?
your
What
story,
happened?
your story.
Beginning, middle, and end.
I think long distance happened. I think it was the distance, or maybe it was just me and my perception of the distance that happened.
So, what was your perception that was askew?
I wanted it to grow with somebody. Like, as I grew within myself, I wanted someone to be coexisting component with that, but
I agree.
Did they not have the same belief and perspective?
not even
Both
then.
of my marriages ended because of that same exact thing.
What, they didn't
I-
have the same beliefs? Same
No, they
perspective?
just didn't
when
wanna
I
grow.
when I focused on what I loved about him,
Mhm.
what could have come from that, from thought alone, and just focusing on that could have been something really beautiful. I think for me,
Pause that for 1 second.
what
So, was it the perception of what he could be or what he actually was?
it was.
This is where men and women are vastly different. Go ahead.
So I think that's something that I'm learning is even, so when it comes to trusting somebody, it's not about trusting them based off of who they can be for you or that expectation on who you think someone needs to be. It's about accepting someone for who they are and just, just loving that portion of it. And for me, I've always been somebody who it's always easier to love somebody else than love yourself, because it's so much easier to put love out there than let it in. But it's like breathing. You can't breathe out all the time. Eventually you're going to have to let it in, or you're going to have nothing else to give.
Well, there's also things called languages of love that, you may not be compatible in as far as what you perceive as love versus what he is. You could be completely speaking. different
Have
languages.
you broken up with someone because you had different languages of love? Just question.
Yeah.
Five love
Like-
languages.
Mhm.
I'm sure I could narrow down
What's
to
yours?
maybe one.
I can't
pick all
remember
5.
per se what the actual 4 letters or 5
Okay,
letters, whatever.
So
it is.
I do remember they're like gifts of
Affirmation.
gifts of love, like words
It's
of
like-
affirmation, physical touch.
Acts of service,
Mhm.
affirmation.
The
That
same
we
thing I just
completed
said,
the
physical
5, yeah.
touch.
That
like
completed the 5. Yeah.
yeah, like
I feel like I'm like all of it. I mean,
You're all of them.
and I feel like we could narrow down to specifically
Patrick, what's your
one.
love language?
I would love to know this.
Yeah, Patrick.
What's your love language, Patrick? Mine's physical touch. What's yours?
Same.
Oh, hello.
My thing
Awkward.
is like anybody can just show up in a relationship. I need something more.
But not
What
just
do you mean?
anybody
What's
shows
more,
up.
What does more look like?
Not just anybody shows up.
Mm.
The person you attract in your life in that moment that appears, that's really what it comes down to. And
I want to know what that means, though. Like anybody can show up,
Mhm.
but you want more. But yet you are the person that made that person important. So, like, explain that to me.
Because it might be going back to what we're saying of what they could be, the expectations, which I hate fucking expectations because anytime you put
Everybody
yourself.
So
has
you're
potential.
basing this person's entire worth on what they might be.
Not what they might be, but what they have, and am I willing to live and accept that for X amount of 50, 100 years? Or what the catalyst that I always use, can I picture myself at 80, 90 years old sitting on a porch in a rocking chair with this person? Is this person, am I going to put up with their shit and they're going to put up with my shit for that many years? And am I willing to
Sure,
let
if you're
Why-
Can I ask you a
care
question?
care and
Really-
love each
do you
other,
think that
then
that
yeah,
person's
you
out
do
there?
that.
Of course that person's out there.
You absolutely believe that.
Oh yeah.
Why do you have to put up with anybody's shit anyway? Why can't everybody
That's-
just be responsible for their own shit?
That's why I
so
have
then you can
700
just-
million trillion breakups, because I don't. And that's the thing, is I don't put up with, I'll put up with enough shit until there's finally the straw that breaks the camel's back that I'm just like, enough is enough.
How many people are going to come into your life experience before you start acknowledging within yourself why you're attracting those people instead of just reflecting, more so deflecting on those
That's
people who are coming into
exactly
your
why
life?
when you asked about are you going to date, is because I'm going to fix
Not- yeah.
myself and
Good for
worry
you.
But
about
I want
myself.
you to know.
Good for you.
I want you to know
Dealing with
you don't
somebody
have to fix yourself because
I don't think there's anything wrong with you, bud.
no, because here's the thing.
Oh, yeah?
We all want
Let's dive into that
self-improvement,
bullshit.
right?
I
We
mean,
want-
I'm not ashamed of
We
it.
want everything to get better.
Mhm.
So it's like everything that you do, you're not wrong for doing it, because even if you reflect back in the past and you go, well, I said that and in reality I didn't mean that. In the moment you said it, you meant it. You were vibrationally, emotionally, you were in that moment and that's how you reacted. Most people don't realize that life you can either create by default, meaning you can just be a reaction,
Mhm.
or you can deliberately create, meaning you're intentional with the way that you think and the way that you feel, and you're willing to admit that whatever that is within me is what comes back to me.
So to put that in layman's terms, and this is what I tell everybody, is I'm a mirror.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it. Like if you put out negative towards me, you're going to get it that tenfold. If you put out love, and if you put out, friendship, if you put out like I can count on you, then you're going to get that tenfold.
That's a conditional life.
It's
I was
like,
going to say that's
it's
a
just
lot
a
of
mirror.
putting out.
That's a
That's a
conditional
lot of
life.
putting out.
That's a lot of relying on how other people are in order to react, to feel a certain way. That's like, I'm going to wait for you to be a certain person so I can be happy about how you are. But in reality, being unconditional, it really comes down to, even though conditions exist, meaning people and places and beliefs and politics and everything that comes with that, religion, and I am going to choose the way that I want to feel. And at first, you can't just jump into joy when you've been feeling a certain way for a really long time. That's a practice way of behaving.
Well, that's like I wake up every single day saying, hey, it's a new day, it's a new start, and it's a
is.
new day to accomplish
It-
shit.
it
Like
really-
I don't even look at yesterday. That's why when people ask me what day it is,
That's
I'm like,
good.
I don't care. I don't know, because I'm living in now. I'm
That's
living in
okay,
today.
and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a great way to live. And certain people want more structure. It's all perception, what works for you. And like that's really what it comes down to, is if you're happy and if you're in a state where you're satisfied with where you're at, more things that you're wanting to come into your experience are naturally going to come your way in a more easy flowing going way, simply because you're not resisting anything to come into your experience.
Well, I've realized in life, everything around me and everything that I've done and built and all the successes and everything that I had, they never came to me. I had to go out there and get them. And so that's where I'm going with the relationship and stuff, is like, I can't just let the relationship come to me. I have to be in a place in my life and everything where I am comfortable with everything, as far as, first, the whole reason why I bought this house, kind of give you a backstory. Whole reason why I bought this house, and it as big as it is and everything else for one person, was because I'm like, I'm going to buy a house so that I can have a family one day and I don't have to worry about bills and everything else, because the house will be paid off. And that being said, that obviously never happened. So now I've been living in this big ass house for 19 years, and and it's almost paid off.
So you had an idea, and instead of soaking in the satisfaction of that idea, you took action before you were inspired to do anything about it. Because there's this thing where in life you will have these inspired
I manifested what I was
impulses.
trying to put out, what I wanted. So I went out and bought the house. And
you
had
know what's so
everything else.
crazy is that there's two subjects to every subject, right? You have the side of the stick that's wanted, and you have the side of the stick that's the absence of what's wanted. So for you to buy this house, to take action, to start putting in the process of manifestation, and yet you feel 19 years later there's a part of the story that really didn't come into picture, and that more so has to do with the absence of what you focused on that wasn't there versus the desire of what you wanted all along.
Yeah.
Crunch.
Crunch.
What's crunch mean?
Mic drop. Is that what you're?
Yep.
Is that what crunch is supposed to mean?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
she got you on that one, man.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that was probably, and that's part of the reason why I bring the wrong people probably in.
And you don't bring the wrong people though, because what you're doing is never wrong, because in reality you're never going to get anything done. You're going to constantly be in the state of desiring more. Life is causing you to do that all the time.
Oh,
every time you're every moment throughout every
What's wrong with that?
day. Nothing.
That's
all right.
That's how we That's how we
this-
know what we want to
This
manifest.
is exactly. So it's
Yeah.
like, here's the thing.
I'm always like, I'm never, and that's what everybody always, they're like, you're never just satisfied. I'm like, no, I'm always wanting more.
And-
I mean,
but
absolutely.
Way I am.
because here's
Gotta
oh,
grow.
yes.
Just saying, you just gotta grow.
If here's my thing, like, it's a perfect Newton's law, like an object in motion, remains in motion until forces act upon it. The thing is if I'm staying idle, if I sit, then nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
If I'm always moving and I'm always
Yeah.
got my fingers in all these different pies, so to speak, then if something doesn't work out over here, I have this, and this, and if that doesn't work out, then I have this, and this. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm never stagnant.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's take it. So one of my favorite analogies that I recently learned was, if you have a train that's going 100 miles per hour, right? And you want to literally completely turn it around, what would you have to do in order to do that?
Slam on the brakes and put that shit in reverse.
You would not want to slam, but you would want to slow it down.
Yeah.
So taking that analogy and putting it in a sense of like negative and positive emotion, right? So like if you're thinking negatively, you've got a negative thinking pattern, you cannot just make that complete turnaround into joy. It's just going to piss you off more. It's like, okay, well, I'm in this terrible situation. I've been calling people about it and I've been talking about it. And here I am investing my attention and energy into it. And in reality, a good way to slow down that momentum, because you can't just jump yourself into positivity, you got to slow it down. So at least if something sucks, just go general about why it sucks. And in order to do that, don't talk about why it sucks. Just acknowledge this shit fucking sucks. Like, it fucking sucks.
But that goes against everything that, as a man, as most men, we're problem solvers.
And
so like
as human,
our automatic our instinct is to solve the problem. And so then we got to find out, okay, what is the problem?
And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is every time you put your attention towards a problem, you are automatically simultaneously. Yeah, say that word, because I've been trying to learn it. Simultaneously. Yeah, I try to say it too fast.
There you go.
Simultaneously.
Jumbles up. Yeah, right?
Say it faster.
So
simultaneously.
Fuck. Anyway, with that being said, right? Every time you focus on a problem, you are creating that solution hand in hand. Because remember, every subject is two subjects: what's wanted and unwanted. Every time you want someone to be nicer, you're creating this perception that, more people should be a certain way. And so it's like, I just think, honestly, I lost my point of view. Here it is. Finally, it happened, because this happens a lot, y'all. But it happened in this.
All right. So Kayla said there's a negative in every situation. Point out the positive and focus on that instead of putting your energy into the negativity. But here's this is where I completely wholeheartedly disagree.
Go ahead.
Because, yes, you can focus on the positive, and that's great. Rainbows, unicorns, butterflies, it's fucking wonderful. But at the end of the day, you still have that problem. It's never been solved, and it will always be there. It's like a thorn in your side. The thorn is still there. You can focus on the rest of your body that doesn't have the thorn, but the thorn is still there. And I don't know if you've ever walked with the thorn in your foot. Yeah, you might be able to stand. You might be able to walk a few feet. You're not going to run a fucking marathon. You're not going to finish life with a fucking thorn in your foot. So that's where I completely disagree. And this is where we butt heads, is because I don't feel like anything was ever resolved. And I am a person of resolution, because resolution builds knowledge. Knowledge builds intellect and builds, I'm never going to repeat this. If you don't learn from a negative situation, you're bound to repeat it. That's the
Agreed.
problem.
No, it's experience that builds knowledge, not
Yeah.
resolution. Your resolution is your decision making, but it was the experience of the whole thing,
Right,
the
right.
negative and the positive, that actually grew you.
But I can't build that experience if we don't have a resolution, is my point. So sorry, I
actually,
didn't
you can. It's just not what you want, right? Because
Right,
the
it's-
resolution is like, I'm
to
gonna
move forward
I'm going to move this
with a
I'm-
thorn in your side. That's,
But you know what? Like, the thing is, the thorn is there because you left it there, right? You could pluck it out.
but that's a resolution. But I could if there was a resolution.
But not necessarily. The resolution is something that you decide that you
No,
needed.
the resolution is I'm going to solve the thorn in my foot by pulling it out. That is a resolution. So that's the problem.
So
There was never a resolution, so therefore the thorn stayed.
So where you feel conflicted is when people are saying like, "Oh, just focus on what's positive. You're neglecting what's negative." Which, here's the thing. You can speak into existence all day long that you want something, but in reality, wanting something is just acknowledging the absence of something. So it really comes down to desire. And in order to experience things that you desire, you can't have any contradicting beliefs in that. So here you are, right? Like experiencing a negative thing in your life and you're literally witnessing it. It's coming firsthand. We've all had these. This is where suffering plays a part. This is sacrifice. This is, trying to fix a problem that we're facing. And the thing is, when you're experiencing that, you are automatically creating the solution within itself. You cannot get sick enough to make a sick person well. You cannot get confused enough to bring clarity to someone who's confused. You can't be poor enough to make someone who's poor be prosper. You can't
And you
be
can't argue
in the
with crazy.
vicinity. You can't be in the vicinity of a problem and be in a receptive mode of the solution. It's like you can't love and hate at the same time. You may switch back and forth very quickly in that moment because of the thoughts that you're thinking, because, right, you said it's faster than the speed of
So
light.
to expand upon that, it's not that you don't love the person, it's you love the person, but you dislike what they do, and you dislike the things about
You dislike the effect that they have on your life.
What you dislike is the fact that you're blaming somebody else for the reason why you're pinching yourself off from this source energy that's within you. And the thoughts that you're thinking doesn't align with the way that source feels about this person, which is unconditional. So when you're mad at that person, you feel uncomfortable. And that uncomfortability is just signaling to you that this negative emotion I feel is not the way that source feels about this person or this situation or this thing. And the more that you're a vibrational match to the way that source feels, is the more that you really do understand how freaking miraculous this life is moment to moment.
Well, the challenge is you're never going to be on the same wavelength and the same, if you don't have the same perspective, you don't come to a resolution once again.
But here's the thing. I think this is the greatest part, is that we think that there's like this degree, right? We reach this point and here we are, we're satisfied. And the thing is life, we're eternal. Being eternal means that you're constantly expanding, which means life is everlasting, meaning that it's constantly evolving. You're never going to get anything done, which is why you can really never get anything wrong, because you're constantly just creating. And you can either create by being reactive to what you see and you're just responding to the way other people think, or you can take complete responsibility for the way that I feel has everything to do with that's coming into my life experience. And I can either blame you for that, for the reason why I'm right and you're right, but us trying to justify on who's really right is just an excuse on why we're pinching ourselves off from being in this unconditional place that life is freaking great, and we're just finding excuses why it shouldn't be, and that's why we feel negative emotion.
So your perspective is based on like your knowledge and your environment and everything, but see, the thing is, I have a different perspective because
Of
I have a
course.
business perspective. And in business,
Hmm.
if you have a problem, thorn, so
Right.
to speak, and you let that stay and you don't do anything about it, that thorn becomes a gaping gangrene infection, and then you lose your fucking leg. And then that turns into sepsis, and then you die.
Yeah.
That's literally
Right.
that is my perspective,
Right.
because that little thing that might seem that minuscule on paper can turn into giant.
Well, that's the thing.
where you lose your livelihood, you lose your house, you
and
lose
I
your
agree to
cars.
that. I agree to that.
So that goes with
because-
different experiences.
Right. See, that's the thing is bullshit can get you to the top, but it's not going to keep you there. You can speak all day long about how, more money is going to come into my life, but emotionally, if vibrationally, if internally, you have this inkling that you feel like there's a lack of something, you're not a vibrational match to this money that you want to feel abundant for. So it's like in a business aspect, you can't neglect.
Let me ask you, how many businesses do you run?
I've never ran a damn business,
All right,
but you
then-
know what? It's called
No offense,
managing.
you're not qualified to speak on this.
Well, okay.
Hey, tell me your point, and I will translate. 'cause
Okay.
I've
No,
owned a
I
few
mean, I
businesses
understand, but it's
myself.
not coming from a business standpoint, and she
So-
doesn't have the business perspective.
Okay.
She doesn't own one. I can tell that.
So
I can sense that's why I asked.
sure. Okay, so in a business, because you were saying the problem.
What you're saying is an emotional, and it has nothing to do with logistics. Has nothing to do with financial. I mean, you mentioned money, but this is not about money. This has to
So-
do with success, and this has to do with failure. Like, period. That's it.
So
No money involved. Never once mentioned finances.
okay. So
Mhm.
business wise,
Work your way out of this one.
I feel like business is about management, right?
Uh-huh.
You're managing a business, you're managing a however you want to label it, because you're right, I don't own a business. What I will say is people are
Your
very
perspective
similar in
in life
managing.
will change 130% if you start running a couple businesses.
Well, let me ask you this question. Like, so how do you feel like what she said is differing from your perspective of your business perspective?
All of it. Yeah, literally all of it. Because
Okay, start from the beginning. Like, which part?
So in business, you don't ever make decisions based on emotion, and what she's referring to is
I
emotional.
I
Okay.
disagree.
Yeah.
So here's the
No,
thing.
you don't ever.
Here's the thing.
If you want to be
Let's-
successful, you
let's
don't
take-
ever.
No. There's some times that you can deal with. You have I have patients that come in, and my patients come in and they are in pain.
Yeah.
If I show them that I give a shit, then they are way more likely to invest in me.
That's not what I was referring to.
But the thing is,
making
you-
emotional
but
decision
that's what you're
based on-
talking about, though.
No, I'm talking about in business, you don't make a response to a situation, a thorn in your side, based on temporary emotion. So, like,
Well,
you-
no, okay, so now you're changing what you're just saying, because now it's a temporary emotion. Well, because we can all get like irritated.
Emotions are temporary.
Well, no, not necessarily. Like, I love you forever, but you irritate me. I'm just pissed off at you for right now.
let's take
Temporary.
let's take
Thanks.
emotion
Right?
off the
Yeah.
table, because I feel
Yeah.
like emotion, especially when it comes to men and women, right?
Mhm.
Because women are moved more towards emotional, men are more logical. And I
Yeah.
think the thing is with mind,
Men in
And-
boxes, women are spaghetti.
Oh, Jesus.
exactly.
I was waiting for
So-
that to come up.
True, though.
So here you are, right? Like
Uh-huh.
you're logical, I'm emotional.
Right.
But in reality, logic and emotion is not based off of a gender. It's based off of an energy.
Mhm.
And men and women both maintain a masculine and feminine energy, which is not related to a specific gender. And so you have in this mindset, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna think logical. So let's take it back to a vibration, because everything's a vibration anyway. You're a human being, which you're an expert in translating vibration. This is how you can see, touch, smell, taste, and hear anything. With that metaphor, when a tree falls, do you hear sound?
Mhm.
No, you don't hear sound, because there's nobody there to translate the sound translate that vibration into sound. So logically and emotionally, it's not so much about which is more significant in this moment, which makes the better decision. It's about this
So-
coherence between the two.
Let's use
It's-
that analogy that you just said for a second, because this is where women and business people are completely different. So logic uses science, which uses data. So it's verifiable. Emotional cannot be verified, cannot be used science, and you cannot prove it. That's the biggest difference. So to your question, to your analogy that you just said about the tree falling in the woods, I would go, I can prove it. I can go look at the Richter scale. I can show you on a map when and where a tree fell and caused vibrations. in the
But the question is it creating sound?
yes, because that's exactly
But
how
the point,
exactly how
But
But
the
the thing-
point
a
that I'm
Richter
making,
scale
the
works.
point that I'm making is that the scale that you're calculating the sound that was created,
Mhm.
the only way that sound would be created is as if someone was there, something was there to translate it vibrationally into a sound.
So
Right.
it's making
So
a
it did
noise,
make
but
a
it wasn't
sound.
making a sound.
Right.
So the thing is, there was nothing there to translate it. Is her point.
the point that I'm making
No,
is that
I get it. I'm just explaining that
No, but
yes, it could be quantifiably
it's,
proven.
But it's definitely it's
So if
such
it can
a,
be proven and it can be shown that there was a sound made, just
but
because
that's
an instrument, your ears are a tool. An instrument, which is also a tool, is just as quantifiable as your ears. And it can prove just as much as your ears can and your eyes can. Those are all tools. These are all what makes up your senses. And what makes up the senses of the topography and the Richter scale is vibrations that it feels that are outside of the norm, and it can be quantified and it can be proven. So it's not any different than your ears and your eyes. It's a tool.
here's the thing about logic, right? Is
Mhm.
your intellect is, you want it to be sharp because you want it to dissect things. You want to break it up into pieces, and you want to be able to
And this is what I'm talking about.
identify.
Why men are different than women.
No,
But-
yeah,
but-
but you're
Spaghetti,
right, because
waffles.
no, men are waffles and women are spaghetti, because men see things in boxes. Like you have a neat little box, and everything that's in your box is something that you can understand and you can accept, and it becomes a part of your personality or your perception. And then, when you're done with this box, you move to your next box. Well, we as women, we are going forward and backwards and ins and outs and ups and downs. And we're thinking about your side of things and our side of things and other people's side of things. And we're all coming together to have a collective thought in reference to your very square one. I mean, it's very understandable why we don't really communicate well with each other, except for the fact that sometimes women can get the fact that men are boxes, and that whenever they have no verbal things, you just have to let them have no verbal things. I think that makes a huge difference.
You know what this makes me think of? This makes me think of, I feel like men try to understand men through a woman's point of view, and men try to understand women through a men's point of view. And in reality, if women would focus more on not even just women and men, but just individually people in general, right? Because we get so caught up in this identity of what we are, and in reality, everything in life that you accumulate can be yours, but it can never be you. This identity that you give yourself is just accumulations of you through life experience, through emotions that you felt, and through thoughts that you're thinking, and everything starts as a vibration. And so these thoughts that you think, which is considered logic, and this emotional response that you get from those thoughts that you think is considered this, right, emotional intelligence and logic intelligence. And I just feel like men and women, we get so caught up in what men are supposed to do and what women are supposed to do, rather than just
Which is what exactly?
my point. Who the fuck am I to
God
tell
No, I was
you
like, let's
what
open up
is?
that bag of worms.
Yeah. Who the fuck am I to tell you what that is, right? Because
Well, no, it's your perspective. So what is your perspective? What is your viewpoint?
on men and women.
Yeah, what is their place?
So I feel like
Great segue. Thank you.
let's take it to like a masculine and
Because Patrick would
feminine-
say women's place is in the kitchen.
Oh boy, yeah.
Only if
Patrick, where'd
only
you
Patrick
grow?
wanted to get stabbed.
Patrick was born in like 1960,
Dixie,
so it
I'm
makes
so
a
glad
lot of
you're
sense.
Thank you.
It makes a lot of sense
Thank
on why
you.
he thinks that, because in his era and the
Stab,
beliefs and everything
stab.
he was conditioned to think,
And his
that's why he
vibrations still
feels
running on LSD.
Mhm. Yeah.
back. If he
PCP,
cracked his back while he was doing it, it may still be stuck in there.
ecstasy, and
That might,
all that
totally, I
shit.
can see that being stuck in
Yeah.
there.
Can you believe that shit was legal at one time?
I feel like maybe I've just been hearing things, but in they're, I guess, trying to bring it back, or they've been using it in therapy and
What?
stuff like
So
that, like
psilocybin.
psychedelics and stuff,
Yeah.
Talking
and
about,
and
mushrooms.
Yeah, no,
microdosing and
shrooms,
Oh, yeah.
totally. They've been microdosing shrooms
they've
for a
been-
while.
yeah, I feel like it's
To great success, my understanding.
Well, weed also for seizures and that sort of stuff, but PTSD is great microdosing shrooms and that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. To me, like I believe anything could be horrible. Like you can die from too much water. So like, what are we going to ban water?
beliefs.
Like the thing is, it has to do with people regulating shit because they are scared.
Yeah, but you
what
have
they
to
don't
drink.
know.
You have to drink a shit ton of water.
Well, anything.
you
anything that's
64.
too much of something can be bad. I mean,
Yeah, but that's where I was going with. So like even like the reason why they banned weed and all this other stuff to begin with was because there was people that abused it, right? Like look at around us why certain things happen, laws change because people abuse it. They cheat. Like,
well, if I was governor,
but at the end of the day,
if I was governor,
oh god, let's hear it. Okay,
I would legalize weed. I would sign an executive order and legalize weed.
We actually had
I would do that.
Wyatt, who has a
psychedelics
CBD company locally.
I want everybody to be tripping.
Yeah. He came in and he was telling all sorts of corruption and so much shit that's going on. And this is why the war on drugs and all that sort of stuff is just a joke. It's all about the government making more money. If you ban something,
it's all about control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And if you make it all legal, then they can't control it anymore. But at the end of the day, I'm like, well, yeah, technically you can. You did that with cigarettes. You did that with this. You did that with alcohol.
I mean,
yeah.
Heck, even weed now.
Yeah.
Shit, I remember all the cigarette commercials back in the 70s.
Oh, dude, there was
Marlboro
like, here's this and here's that.
The Camel Joe.
Camel.
Yeah, know what's so crazy about that?
Oh gosh,
is that
know.
back in the day? Is that
know.
back in the day, right?
Cigarette.
So if we compare back then to now,
Mhm.
in how
You
cigarettes,
used to be able to smoke in hospitals.
right,
and airplanes.
right. You know why?
airplanes, too.
Because it wasn't until the belief that it was bad got strong enough to reflect certain things that were manifesting into people's lives that proved that belief to be true, because people started believing that it was bad for you. At one point, people didn't see that aspect, which is why it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So
I remember
beliefs are so important.
I grew up, both my parents smoked. Yeah.
And what happened to
Mine
them?
did too.
No, they finally stopped when I fucking moved out. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
It was a stressor.
Yeah, right. It was me. I was a catalyst.
You know what?
I didn't quit for a long, long time.
and I think what I love so much about, okay, wait, let me not say that. The topic of drugs, which fascinates me, is because your body.
You're about to say what I love so much about drugs.
I almost did, but
I know where you were going with that.
because my segment into this has so much to do more with the fact that your body is the best pharmaceutical company that you could ever turn to.
That in nature. And so that's the thing, like, so
sure, but the thing is that nature is
I mean, it's totally
reflecting the
there.
chemicals that your body creates, and this is why there are people who have so-called mastered their mind and have this ability to literally
out of body experience.
Experience
all of those
ecstasy by
natural.
thought alone.
Yeah,
you don't
called your third eye.
have to have something else, but
No.
there's nothing wrong with experiencing and experimenting with things outside of yourself to find what it means to.
I
be
told
in
Patrick
tune
when
with
I'm like
it.
old as fuck, I'm gonna take every drug just so that I can experience it and just.
Man,
be
I
like,
hope when you're
yeah.
old as fuck, you get to a point where you realize that this divine, that feeling that you're searching for is literally like it's stimulated within by. I mean, it's you can activate it without anything else.
It's your third eye.
What's that? What's it called?
Third eye.
Your penile gland. Your penile
called your
gland.
Penile gland. Yeah.
Penile gland.
Penile. Yes.
Penile.
Actually,
it's like,
this bot
it's
right
like
here,
between a peanut and a penis.
it's called your glabella.
Yeah, okay.
That's what this is called. It's
Penile.
actually-
And that's why, like
Penile?
the Hindu
Penile.
in religion and stuff, why they put the dot there is because it's to basically represent. And then also in the Greek mythology, the reason why they have the eye that they usually wear as a necklace or they have inside their house is for that third eye, so that way they could possess that third eye and all knowing, and that's what that is. It's pretty fascinating stuff. And yes, you can do it without drugs, but DMT and ayahuasca and all that shit just helps it much better.
Yeah, you.
Not that I know from personal experience.
I had tried me some DMT one time.
Oh, did you? Oh shit, she went.
I did, but I mean, I'm 47 years old. I tried a few things.
Nice.
But I tried me some of that DMT one. It didn't do anything.
You must have had some bunk ass shit.
Probably.
I don't think so. Everybody else that was with me had a great experience. I did not. It didn't have any. It didn't work. I had nothing. Nothing happened except that. Well, really nothing.
Really, no. Except for me.
Like
no,
I said, well, so I closed.
well, there was this one thing, but no, nothing. What happened?
You know, they say that whenever you take DMT, you can like see the builders.
everybody has a different
What
experience,
does that
but
mean?
yes.
Right. See, so for me, what I
builders.
saw was it was like they were like balls, and they had like
She saw balls. You heard.
I know I saw balls.
Balls.
This is the first time
sockets.
balls was
Balls.
mentioned in a podcast. What are we?
Balls.
2 hours, and
I
almost 30
guess
minutes.
I
Damn,
should have
almost
said
time.
spheres.
Hello, Teresa Johnston, if you're here.
I saw spheres.
Teresa Smith. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I saw these like spheres, and they had like it looked like
I like how it went from balls
yellow.
to ears. Okay.
Right? Because I'm professional.
Yeah, yeah.
They had like it
Yeah.
looked like worms, like yellow worms, and they were like just all over the place, and they were and like I guess it was like in that structure, like a building. But then when I mentioned that to other people, they were like, "That's what it was. That's what you were supposed to see."
No, everybody sees something different, and it
I
really
don't know.
depends. Like Joe Rogan, perfect example. He did it, and he saw like jokers and shit. And what
I watched that before I did it.
did you really? Oh, you did. Oh.
See,
What did you do?
I watched that Joe Rogan segment before I did damn day.
So
I only did it one time.
he
I won't
basically
do it
he
again.
saw jokers and stuff, and
Like, fuck you. It was like, don't take life so seriously.
yes, exactly. And he took away. He was like, man, I was taking everything too serious. Like I just need to let go and just live.
Yeah.
And I mean, in his case, he was balancing UFC broadcasting. He was, his podcast. Then he was dealing with all the stuff with the backlash from COVID and all that sort of shit when they were trying to ban him.
And it's so crazy because stress only happens when you're trying to strive to please other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're thinking about everybody else in cooperation to yourself out of like control. And in reality, it's like everything that we do in life, we just want to be inspired to do it because life is meant to be joyful. Like we're supposed to experience joy as we do everything. And moment to moment, when you're really present like that, it's not that every single time you're going to feel ecstasy, because in those moments where you do experience sadness, one, you don't have to be as sad as you once were, but you understand that sadness is creating more desire in your life, that all you have to do is become in tune to in order to experience it. So it's just like this constant flow, this cycle of just you experience things you don't want, which creates what you do want. So then you align yourself to what you do want so you can experience it. And in that will bring more contrast. And then you're just going to get more and more in tune with the wholeness of who you are. And then you can experience life from this, non-physical aspect. And this is where Jesus came in, and many other people I feel that, were noticed as healers and people who were able to just do these miraculous things that I think in today's world, any human is capable of doing. You just have to allow yourself to be capable of that by believing it's possible.
You can walk on water.
Maybe. Not
Actually,
right now.
It's already been proven you can.
it has.
Yeah, you put some plexiglass down and you can walk right across that motherfucker.
Life is an illusion. So
David
why
Blaine
not?
already proved it. He walked across. What?
It's like 9:33 at night.
Oh, do people even care at this point?
What are you like going to turn into?
Who cares what people care about?
I mean, I have a fucking job, people.
So do I. Oh my God. We've had 6-hour podcasts, so don't even worry.
All right. I'm here for the party.
See, when it's not about her,
Come to the
she's like, I
studio
want to
with me?
go.
Huh?
You want to come to the studio with me?
Not tonight.
Mm.
I love you, but not tonight.
What's the studio?
Allie is a singer, and she's amazing.
Oh, yeah?
Dixie's a singer, and she's amazing. That's how we literally came into each
That
other's
is how we came
lives.
into each other's lives.
Yeah, it is.
So
Karaoke.
Oh, how nice.
How nice, Patrick.
where's the
Even with your
studio at?
sarcasm, I still appreciate it.
Where's
Right.
your studio at?
That wasn't
Mesquite,
God,
where your handmaid is.
Ah, she got comebacks. Look at her.
Mesquite.
That's where her studio
Studio
is.
is.
You didn't say Missouri, right? You said Mesquite. That's where you're.
No, I didn't say Mesquite. See, you're not listening.
You're not
Whatever.
listening. Whatever. Where is she from?
I'm pretty sure it was Mesquite.
McKinney.
McKinney. See,
Well,
I'm pretty sure.
there's a little
Mesquite-
difference between
McKinney.
Mesquite and McKinney.
There
McKinney
is.
is a
I
little
mean,
plainer than what
slightly.
fucking
But I get those two
Okay,
confused all
don't-
the time as well.
Do not. don't talk shit about Mesquite. You don't know what it has to offer.
Mesquite Skeet.
I used
Hey.
to live there.
Okay, but
Mesquite sucks.
It does.
you know what?
Still.
There's
I
a little
worked in
bit
Mesquite-
of everything
Mesquite sometime. I
everywhere.
like it.
Right? So what you think sucks is a little bit of everywhere, and what you think is really good is a little bit of everywhere as well. It's wherever you're looking. I got something for you, Patrick. Just like you got something for me, but mine come back
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Ready? Let this flow into you.
Ooh.
When you change the way you look
More
at things,
sexual
things you
references.
look at change. No, that wasn't. It could be. It's more sensual than anything.
Ooh, sensual. Light the candles.
I just wanna
Put the rose petals out.
spike your soul.
Get the bathtub ready.
Just smile, Patrick. You'll
I
feel
am
better.
smiling, damn it.
Maybe
Are
repeat,
you?
repeat what you said because I think I got interrupted rudely.
When you change the way you look at things,
Mhm.
things you look at change.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
I agree.
Namaste.
I agree.
Mic drop.
Yeah,
Again.
I agree.
So where did all this knowledge come from? Did it come from copious amounts of DMT?
Life experience. Didn't come from DMT. My experience of DMT.
Yeah, let's hear it.
No.
You can't.
Hey,
Why?
take a hit of
into it.
acid. I want
Huh?
to see what
I got
kind
a
of
little
life.
scared.
Why? What
Take a hit of
happened?
acid. I want to see what. See what
Acid.
What'd you
So when I
experience?
took acid.
Oh.
Actually, I didn't take that. I didn't take it. 'Cause
Okay,
I'm
yes.
looking for a job. I don't want people to find me on here.
Okay, if you knew somebody that looked like you, sounded like you,
No, I'm just
your
kidding. I don't care.
twin.
I'm just kidding. I don't care. Law of attraction will bring people who accept me for me.
There you
I will say, because like I said, I mean, I'm not over here, shooting crackane and cracking.
Crack cane.
cane.
Shit, we got a new T-shirt for that. Crack cane.
Crack cane.
Get high on that crack cane.
You got some crack
Hey,
cane.
I was
going
offered
on.
meth one time in someone's closet. That was an experience. Literally, it was. I won't go into
Somebody's
detail.
closet.
Can you believe that? It was like a meth pipe. And I just remember him looking at me and being like, "You want to hit this?" And I'm like, "When I'm ready to give up my life to drugs, I will let you know. I just don't see that happening anytime soon." Because I feel like if it's something that's natural,
Mhm.
and not just natural, but actually you're taking the substance that came directly from its source.
The source, yeah.
It's everything in moderation. Like, it's no different than eating a McDonald's cheeseburger or smoking a cigarette or
That did
freaking
not come
eating-
from anything on this earth.
At my point, you might as
Not
well.
anything that was.
McDonald's sucks anyway. Why do you have to use McDonald's as an example?
That was the worst example ever.
You know what?
But we knew what you were
like,
trying. We know where you were trying to get.
I like McDonald's.
McDonald's sucks.
I like their French fries.
I
I
love
would
their
never,
fries.
ever,
With
ever
ketchup
eat McDonald's.
And you should get their chicken nuggets and a
No,
caramel frappe.
no,
That was
that's
my
fuck-
shit
that's
whenever I worked in
fake.
the nursing home.
That's all fake. It's all fake.
It is.
It's all fake.
It's all
But you know
processed.
what?
It's all fake. But you
But
know
So is all
what?
of your food. Have you met
Whataburger ketchup.
GMOs?
Whataburger ketchup has got crack in it.
It
It does. Everybody loves Whataburger
Has this
fucking
been
ketchup.
tested?
What's that?
Oh, I don't eat at Whataburger, so it's hard for me to imagine that anything tastes good there.
All right. Well,
Oh man, Whataburger's onion rings are on point. Just saying, best onions around.
Worst service in town.
Service, you just drive up and get your shit and get.
Nope. Every single Whataburger I've ever been to, every single one has been terrible. I'm not a fan.
Well, you can't be drunk and fall asleep in a drive-through and expect
Never
good
happened.
service.
I've
happened.
been with
Never
someone.
happened.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. We were literally in the driveway, and this
Driveway?
person
Driveway or drive-through?
drive through.
That's a total different story.
you know they fuck you in the drive-through.
No,
You know that they fuck you in the drive-through.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
I don't even.
They'll call the cops too. But go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
That sounds very rapey.
And
when you
and
fall
you could
asleep-
drive all the way home and get halfway there. And you can look in your shit, and they know that you're not fucking coming back. So,
Oh, you're on a
Whatever.
different topic, but
but they still
So-
fuck you in the drive-through.
But you're talking about someone falling asleep. Well, this
Mhm.
person fell asleep. The person I was with got out of the car, went up to her window, and was like, "Are you okay?"
Oh, the person in the window fell asleep?
No, the person in the car. Above
Oh, in
us,
front. Okay, I thought it
wouldn't
was like your
move.
driver. Okay.
Like there was like 3 cars up in front of that person, right?
Uh-huh.
Person goes, and they're just kind of there, and we're just kind of like waiting. We're like, are they okay? So
Mm-hmm.
he gets out, and then he goes checks on her, and she literally like they're conversating for about like 30 seconds, and then she just darts off. She just leaves. Like
Oh, she's like, fuck my order.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
But it just made me think of like falling asleep. I'm like,
Yeah.
that was a funny moment. Like just being in that, like that was funny.
Poor
She's-
Whataburger. They got to deal with that shit.
I remember I was
Their
with some-
drive-through takes too goddamn long. They didn't take notes from fucking
does.
Chick-fil-A.
I was 20 years old. I was drunk. Went through fucking Jack in the Box. I wanted to talk to Jack. I did.
I'm really proud of you for remembering that.
Bro.
Yeah,
Okay,
I wanted to talk to Jack. They got my shit wrong, and I wanted to talk to
Dude,
Jack. And
Patrick.
they kept telling me that he wasn't there. I don't give a shit. I'm going to stay here in the drive-through.
I need to talk to your CEO. I need to
until
talk
I
to that
fucking
bald-headed
Jack.
motherfucker.
Jack specifically.
Yep.
I love
Yep.
their tacos.
I was high as hell.
They're good.
I was high as hell and drunk.
So the Jack in the Box down here, fun fact. The guy who used to work the drive-through, like, was fucking hilarious. And every time you'd go through, he'd like just make you laugh like insane. But he would, like, when he handed you your food or whatever, he would give you a riddle. And so you'd literally fucking leave and be like, that motherfucker. And then you're thinking about it for like a week because you're like, the fuck is the answer? Because you're like, I got to go back to find out the answer. I was like, that's the best marketing ploy ever. Just throw that little nugget in their head and then they're like dwelling on it. Uh-huh.
Yep.
There you go with your business mindset.
Yep. See? But yeah, he one of the ones was what opens and closes at the same time. And I was like going, motherfucker, I hate you. Because the way I am, I'm like, if there's like a problem, I'm like, I gotta solve it. I got
Two doors. Oh,
and he said it's not a revolving door. That's what he said. That was one of the things.
I said 2 doors. I didn't say a revolving door.
I did.
2 doors ain't gonna open
2
and close
doors.
at the same time.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. They'll open and close at the same fucking time.
Window.
Nope.
Window don't open and close at the same time. You
You know
high?
the
The answer, yes, I do.
Oh wait. Okay. So ask me the question again.
The question again: what opens and closes at the exact same time? But it's not a revolving door because that was my first thought too.
Your lungs.
No. You're never gonna get it. Trust me. Like this is the shit that I had to deal with. I'm like, fuck you, drive through fucking Jack guy. Oh, and he had the Jack ball tatted. This is how diehard. This is how diehard this motherfucker was. He's like, I'm Jack for life, bitch.
Damn. That's some
awesome.
commitment.
I know, and I want to I wish to God if anybody's listening out there knows who this guy is, I would love to get him in the studio and just because
And I would love to
fucking
say,
great. And I'm sure he'd drop about 20 riddles and everybody fucking pull their hair out trying to figure out what the hell the answers are. So the answer is drawbridge. It opens and then it closes the road.
I don't even know what that is.
A drawbridge? Look, drawbridge goes like this.
Oh my god.
And then a boat
what are they
goes-
teaching people
Do
in
it.
high school today?
Oh, a boat goes to that.
See, more reason why you would have never guessed this because you didn't even know what the fuck a drawbridge was.
I've seen
Really?
that in a
You don't know
movie
what a
before.
drawbridge
I've
is?
seen that in a movie before.
Oh my sweet Jesus.
Never seen it in person though.
You never.
Where did you find this? Bro?
Oh my god.
I think it was in that
Yeah.
movie.
In a van down by the river.
Maybe.
Uh huh. Yep.
No, that's not where she found me, but I've been there before.
Okay, cool. We all have. We all got our stories.
I've actually
Yeah,
never
yeah.
been in a van by the river, but now that you brought that up, hopefully I experience it.
I definitely want to have a van
What?
by the river.
Hopefully
A van
not.
down by the river
I do.
or a drawbridge?
I mean, a
Both.
very low.
I
Uh-huh.
want to be by a river that has a drawbridge in a van.
Go to Florida. You can do it.
Right? Florida all over the place.
Yeah, all over the fucking place.
No, I didn't know.
I'm surprised they didn't turn this bridge over here in Lake Dallas into a drawbridge, but they just built it, I guess, high enough. But I don't think half of those sailboats can fit under,
Nope. Mm-mm.
which is why they
That
stay
just
in.
shows you
the
how
yacht club.
fucking stupid Never mind. I'm not saying nothing.
NTTA is the ones who built it,
Oh my god.
of course.
Yeah,
Anyway.
they don't even live here. They don't fucking understand.
And then the worst part is even though it's in technically Lake Dallas and Little Elm, they have zero jurisdiction. And I'm like,
Whatever.
What?
it runs through your fucking town, but you have no control over it. Yeah, I found that out. I was like, that's some bullshit.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
beautiful, Dixie. I love that.
What?
Are you all right over there, Dixie? I'm kind of concerned, Kiss, about you.
She just
Why?
wants to talk about something that's interesting.
Oh,
Who gives
her.
a fuck about
Like, my eyes are
NTTA?
like burning the fan.
Oh, here, Trolls over there can kill it.
It's all right.
Do you wear contacts?
Mhm.
Me too. Hence the hat, though.
I used to wear contacts. Not anymore.
You just gave over it.
I gave it up.
I want to do LASIK though.
I gave
Tired of
up
wearing fucking
contacts.
contacts.
I got tired of them getting sweat in my eyes and shit and burn. No, I was done with that. So
Well, that's because you worked in the airline industry. You got jet fuel and all that shit going in your eyes.
yeah,
Fuck that.
yeah.
Y'all got really quiet. Y'all feeling
I
okay
love
over there?
listening to
I was just like,
talk.
Patrick has a nice radio voice.
Yeah,
He
Patrick,
does.
continue.
Whenever he
What?
finally
We're
talks.
like, we're all like, Patrick, speak more.
Yeah, Patrick.
Oh, you got fans, Patrick.
We do. Yes, he
Groupies.
does.
At least I had.
Groupies.
At least I.
We're
Groupies.
Patrick groupies.
At least I had 2 fucking fans.
Hey, just 2.
So
Only
Just do.
two.
I just have 2.
More like
Just the 2.
we'll probably fall off soon, but we're
I
here
mean,
now.
like, we're
Wow.
here for you now.
At least she's honest.
Yeah.
Remember the present moment, Frankie?
Well, she's just of that generation.
All right. Does anybody have any words of wisdom to add while we, as we close the show out?
Why the hell did Ashley say peanut butter?
Peanut butter
she
jelly
been drinking?
time.
She been drinking or what?
Probably.
Yeah.
Actually, are you drinking peanut butter whiskey?
Yeah.
If you are, which
She
one are you
probably-
drinking?
She probably is.
Tried
Screwball.
that. It's gross. I love
everybody
everybody
else
else like whiskey, fucking nasty together.
Which
I
one
don't
did you
know.
get?
Oh,
The
fuck up, I
Screwball.
know.
What?
Yeah, she didn't like
So
screwball.
nasty.
Screwball.
Mix it with
good.
chocolate wine.
Tasted
Tastes like Reese's peanut butter
Yeah,
cup.
she didn't like it.
It's good.
chocolate wine.
What?
No, it
No
wasn't good.
chocolate.
Yes, it
for-
is good.
It wasn't.
If I say it's
because-
good, it's good
for you.
for everybody.
Oh no!
Remember what we
that-
said at the
that's
beginning
not
of
the
this
way it works.
podcast? It's perspective.
It's all perspective.
I mean,
It's
everything
all-
is perspective.
Way to bring it full circle.
Just because something was good for you, Patrick, and let's think about it in any subject that we could
You
bring
want to
up
change
in
your
that
life,
topic,
change your perspective.
doesn't make it
Damn
good
right.
for somebody
Okay,
else.
fine,
It's
whatever.
very good words of
All right.
wisdom.
Okay. All right.
But peanut butter whiskey.
Peanut butter jelly time. What?
And you know what
Peanut
else
butter
I find
jelly
is that
time,
like
peanut
the more
butter jelly
perspectives
time.
you meet, the more you can develop your own perspective
Love it.
to like a higher level of like excellence.
Yeah.
Just elevate. Just elevate by
And the
staying
thing is,
open.
like, continue to elevate. Like, you never stop. You never stop elevating.
Stay curious. Don't be confused.
That's my parting words of wisdom.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
Be
Doc.
So you're welcome. Like, you're so welcome.
Hey, Governor, you got any words of wisdom over there?
Ashley said that she only had 1 White Claw, and she's out of chocolates.
Oh, she got the chocolate wine and
Wine
peanut butter
and
whiskey.
Peanut butter
Yeah.
whiskey. She's
Yeah.
out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she's out. All right. Well, I hope that 1 White Claw was good for you. What flavor
White
was it?
Claw.
White Claw.
I saw the funniest meme. Somebody, it was a picture of White Claw, and they peeled the label off, and it was fucking Zima. I
What
was
is
like,
Zima?
oh.
Aw.
That's your itty bitty little heart.
Literally suck my dick.
All right. Well,
Oh,
Damn straight
all
suck,
right.
suck that dick.
Way to end it. Way to end the show.
Way
all
to
right.
show.
Well, Governor don't have any words of wisdom.
Because you're not the governor.
I'm not governor.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We will
vote
catch
for you,
you.
Patrick.
I think I'll take a hit of acid next week to see what else.
Oh,
Stuff.
my
I would
God.
I'll
love
probably
that.
see a whole room full of fucking people.
Just,
I mean, black
just don't do it on the
fucking
150th
Black
episode.
fucking
Okay?
figures. Isn't it weird that more than just me has seen that now?
Hey, there's at least four people total now.
Oh, there was 2 more?
2 more, yeah.
What? So we said 1 more, but who was the other person?
Ashley and who's the other one? Oh, Byrony.
What did they see specifically?
I already talked about it.
We already talked about it. That
Was
was
I in the
3 hours.
bathroom? I mean,
Yeah, probably.
Dixie, that was
All right, we'll
3
talk about
hours
it after.
ago.
We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it after.
That was 3 hours ago.
Patrick,
It
fuck
was totally like.
Love you, but fuck off.
It was 3 hours ago.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you next time, next Wednesday. And then stay tuned for the 150th episode where we're going to be doing tons of giveaways. And we're going to have a little trivia for y'all to try to figure out. And no, it's not the drawbridge, but that should be a good one. All right, everybody. Talk at you later.
I'm out. See you. Bye. Yeah.
Deuce.
Bye.
Can I sing
You're
too?
not gonna